left,
We're coming in on an awkward
slip,
note.
right. My hands are cold.
My soul is cold. Yeah,
My
no.
my my
There we
my
go.
my hands are cold.
Open
My
up the
hands are
thing.
cold. My
Trying to lean back, so now I'm doing the toddler. The toddler. My legs. My legs are shaking. Horton hears domestic violence. It doesn't call the cops.
says we're live, but there's no video.
Are we live? Should be.
Let's try closing it and reopening it.
The video on
There we
my
go.
screen.
That's cool.
Trying to lean back, so now I'm doing the toddler. The toddler.
Come on, turn.
My legs. My legs are shaking.
Sorry. I was struggling to find that magic button. Many guys can relate, I'm sure.
But that's Jordan. You should. Jordan, you should give me the power to change our thing.
Oh yeah.
Give me the power.
I knew there was something I was forgetting, but I couldn't remember what it
Give me the
was.
power.
Whoops.
It's not giving me the power. You stopped my video.
I think I accidentally stopped your video.
How dare you? Start my video.
So and then I immediately sent you a request to start your video again.
Hey, get off the video.
Sorry, my big fat fingers are cold and they hit the wrong thing. I don't know why they're weirdly cold. Like the only part of me which are cold. Justin. This episode is brought to you by the Spur of the Moment podcast. We're here. And we're going to make a podcast.
We're going to make a podcast for you.
For you, the peoples of the internet.
The peoples on the internet. We're going to cast our bottle out there into the wide, wide ocean and hope that you pick it up.
You got your
I'm not ready.
You got your timer ready?
Yeah, yes. Oh wait.
I
gotta change the meeting wallpaper. What's a sufficiently kung fu? Ooh, this feels kung
red.
Fu.
It's got to be red.
There is no red.
Something red.
There is no red. I can't do red. I guess I could do a solid red. That's not very interesting. We'll do this. This is vaguely Miyagi-Do-esque.
Or bonsai tree.
I can't do bonsai tree. I have
God damn it! What good are you then? Jesus!
I have like 5 options and none of them are very creative. Okay, I gotta get the stretchies out. Get the
and upward arms. Rest side like you're pulling down.
Fusion.
Feel the tightness in your shoulder. Realize that it's actually really sore. Ow.
And then recede into your podcast positions. And 3, 2, 1. This podcast is brought to you by the Arte Media Pantheon. Please head to artemedia.org to see all kinds of podcasts from our great friends. And if you'd like to start your own podcast, they can provide you with the tools or resources to do so there. So please head to artemedia.org. That's ARETE media.org. We're doing the thing, Jordan?
Yeah.
Aha! He's here.
Yes, we should.
He's here. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing a thing with it. I don't know if it's Squidward. I don't know what he's here. He's several particles laid together in several fingers. He's the incomparable Jordan, everybody. He's multiple fingers.
I am here now.
He's like at least 3 fingers. And I'm Justin. I'm Justin Spurr. I'm here. We're doing the podcast. On today's show, you're getting a big fat movie review for Mortal Kombat 2. That's a week late because that came out a week ago. But we're talking about it now. We're going to do a big review.
The time is now, old man.
The future is now, old man. And then the movie news. We got a trailer for Stuart Saves the Universe. A trailer for Wildwood. News about Venom looks different. Something about Sylvester Stallone. Something about Sam Raimi. James Spader. Terrifier 4. Who the fuck knows? We're doing the news later. Just stick around for that. And then after that, today's chaos. After that, we're doing martial arts because we did Mortal Kombat and it felt synergistic. Fun fact, we were going to do Cars this week and then I was like, fuck it, let's watch Mortal Kombat. Synergistic. That was an obscene gesture. I apologize. Today's gonna be a weird show, Jordan. I can already feel it. It's happening. You people on Spotify didn't see what I did.
What
I made a
what
rude
was
gesture.
what was the rude gesture? Oh, he did it
That
again.
was a rude gesture. Jordan encouraged it. Jordan's in an encouraging mood this week.
Hey.
He's what he's in. He's what he's here for. Anyway, he supports me. That's his job. He's my I'm David Letterman, and he's the guy who's bald. Paul something. He's Max Weinberg.
Paul Paulton.
Paul. He was the voice of he was in Hercules. He was the voice of the guy with the little booty shoes.
Anyway,
I don't remember his name. Anyway,
so we watched a movie,
Mortal Kombat. That was a weird intro to Mortal Kombat. Everybody.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Fuck, that's gonna piss me off.
2.
Jordan, say a bit about Mortal Kombat 2 while I Google. Google.
So non-spoiler version. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of like, hey, that's a move that I recognize from the game, or like
Paul Schaefer,
hey,
Jordan. Jordan, you're Paul Schaefer. I'm David Letterman. There we go. We got there in the end. It took a quick Google search, but we got there. We got there. It was important that we get there. Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat. Cue the trailer. Cue the trailer. Interrupt whatever the fuck he was saying to do the trailer.
Oh,
Okay, now we're back from the trailer. Continue.
I don't remember what I was saying. You have thoroughly derailed me.
Excellent. Excellent. You're saying it was cool to see things you
Yeah,
recognized.
there was a certain amount of, even as a person who's like a passive fan like me, there was definitely a number
Yeah.
of like, oh, thing I recognize,
Hey,
like
it's a move I recognize. That's really neat.
including the MacGuffin, which I don't specifically remember the character, like what it was. It was a
Amulet of Chinook.
yeah, I recognize the name Chinook.
Yeah, okay, so the big thing about today, we're going to be talking about a lot of just spoiler alert. We're going to be talking about a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff this week, and we're going to do a lot of comparisons about Mortal Kombat. And just off the bat, the thing that's fascinating about Mortal Kombat is how consistent the story is, like across adaptations of this story. So it's always that you need to win 9 tournaments, and then the 10th one in a row, you get to take over the planet. I never fully
Yeah,
understand.
because that's pretty standard Mortal Kombat. That's kind of their bread and butter.
Yeah, but my thing is it's never clear. So what happens? So Earthrealm wins this. So now does Outworld need to have to win another 9 in a row, or does it just they have the 9?
That's always been the question is does one win reset the counter, or is it like, okay, so they've won one, so
Now
do
they
they
have to
just
win,
need to keep defending 9 times until
right?
then they
Tell them they
like
win. Is that how this works now? Do they
is
need to
that
go
how
back
it
and
works,
forth?
or yeah,
And now
yeah,
that Shao Kahn, well, now that spoiler alert, major spoiler. We're gonna spoil the shit out of this, but now okay, we won't spoil it quite yet. But the way it ends, are they still gonna do it Mortal Kombat's now? Like is that
no, well, I
necessary?
mean, no, she sort of implied that no, they weren't going
To
to.
do any more
The way
Kombats?
very much the way that the movie sets up for the next one is not about doing a Mortal Kombat.
No. But anyway, so the things that are consistent across the board is Sonya Blade is always there, Johnny Cage is always there, and
And it's weird when he's not.
and Liu Kang is always there. And it's always they go and do a Mortal Kombat, and there's it mixes up. Sometimes it's Jax, sometimes it's not Jax, but they switch it up. And the story's also always the same. It always involves them going for the Chinook amulet. It always involves then this is the final one they have to win. So that I thought that was interesting that for whatever faults other Mortal Kombat movies may have, even the original Mortal Kombat movie has that basic setup of it's Sonya Blade, it's Johnny Cage, Liu Kang is also there. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, but it was also just fun, like seeing moves that I recognize. Like, there's a point where where Shao Kahn does like the chargey forward move, and I'm like, oh my god, I did that so many times. I recognize that.
But like also, okay, man. Okay, here's the thing. The main
All right,
question
spoilers.
the main question you're gonna ask yourself is this better than the first one? And
Yes.
yes, by nature of the fact that they do a Mortal Kombat.
There's also just more thing you recognize than the first one.
Right, but just more importantly, they do a Mortal Kombat. Like, if you're looking for them to do a Mortal Kombat in your Mortal Kombat movie, this is the best Mortal Kombat movie. This is probably the best live action Mortal Kombat movie, hands down.
I mean, this one, as I was watching it, it felt like I was playing the Mortal Kombat 1 or 11 or whatever
Yeah,
story
yeah,
mode, where it's
absolutely.
like there's points where they jump around between the different characters. It's like it's jumping from like one character to another in terms of story.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just what those games story mode
If you just
feels
want
like.
Mortal Kombat movie to be thing you recognize, it's that, and it's doing that in spades, and it's doing it well.
Yeah, I had
Um,
fun. I enjoyed it.
but it is a
That's my ultimate my spoiler-free summation.
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So the spoiler, yes. Now spoilers, total spoilers. This is your chance. This is your moment. Come back if you don't want this movie spoiled for you. This is not a very good movie. It is, but it's funny bad. There's so
It's a very predictable movie.
the funniest bit is how it is acutely aware. I kept saying this, but it's the truth. It is acutely aware you never saw the first one. It knows you did not watch them. One of the funniest moments is when Johnny Cage gets walked in and Sonya Blade is introducing him to everybody, and she's like, "And this is Cole Young. He's Scorpion's great great grandson." As if Johnny Cage knows who Scorpion is, because it knows that you, the audience, knows who Scorpion is, but you didn't watch the first one, so you need to know why the fuck this random guy is here. Like, the bit where there's so many bits where both you and me, I could hear you doing the same thing, being like, yeah, this man is clearly going to die. He has too many lines where he's like, I'm going to go in there and give it my all. And you're
Well,
like,
not even
what
just
you mean
that.
get your head squished?
Not even just that.
Spoiler alert.
But for me, just because I know how these movies work, when you have a sequel, how do you raise the stakes? If
You
there's
kill the
death,
main
you
character, no
kill
one
the
gives
main
a shit,
character from the first
who
one.
no one gives a shit about. Yeah, no,
Um,
absolutely. Like,
and
you
now
gotta remember, no
and
one
now
gives a shit about Cole Young.
now Johnny Cage is the main
Well, not
character.
much. Johnny Cage. Well, Johnny Cage and Katana. There's an inordinate
Yeah,
amount of time
the two of
devoted
them.
to Katana. And I'm like, oh my god, is there anyone on the planet who gives a shit about Katana? Um,
Eh.
but my thing is, Johnny Cage just, he gets Cole Young's character arc from the first movie. Like, beat for beat, line for line, moment for moment, it's exactly the same character arc, down to him getting his powers to defeat the bad guy at the end.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I expected, though.
Like, yeah, like, they gave him Johnny Cage's backstory, and he has literally, he's a washed out fighter. We're gonna talk about Cole Young later, but it's just Cole Young. And the thing, I saw a lot of people complaining because they were like,
I just
um,
remember as we were watching it, I leaned over to Adam when I saw him, and I'm like, "See, that's the character from the first one, so he's marked for death. He won't make it through this
yeah,
movie."
I said that. I got at him a couple times. There was when Quan Chi showed up, and I said Quan Chi with his Deadpool looking eyes. Adam just fucking died. It's the funniest thing ever. He's like, "Damn you!" Because he was like, as he went, man, they really nailed Quan Chi, and I went, Quan Chi with his Deadpool fucking eyes, and I was like, you ruined it. I was like, yes, it's excellent.
The only thing is, I felt just this is a side note. I felt a little guilty because at times we were laughing a little loud, and I'm like, "There's people here. We're being the exact kind of people I complain about."
I know. I felt bad. I think we walked past one of them, and I think I heard her take a jab at us, but we were so into ourselves that we didn't care. They didn't care. We're having way too much fun. But no,
I did feel a little guilty.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of like, well, that's sure as shit convenient shit happening in this movie. No, number one, Josh Lawson, I think it's Josh Lawson. Fucking Kano's is the best character in this movie. He has literally
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
All of the best lines. He is the funniest character in this movie. He's the best character. He has a really funny and completely unpredictable face turn towards the end of the movie that actually kind of got me. I won't lie, because I was like, shit. I was expecting him to get filleted. I wasn't. He's a character that's just expendable enough that he could get fatality.
Well, especially because they've already brought him back
Right.
once.
The major problem with a Mortal Kombat movie is Mortal Kombat as a franchise is known for bloody and gruesome death, and you can't have your main cast of characters get filleted. So it becomes how do you present the fatalities in a way that is both fun to watch and also is unpredictable, but also looks good. So you're like, well, okay, this character is really obviously going to get fatality because he's the only one who can die because of his function, because it's a movie, and he's like, well, obviously
Yeah.
Sonya Blade's not going to get fatality,
Or it's a random grunt.
or it's a random grunt. Yeah, you're like, oh yeah. So it doesn't. There's a lot of like, oh, this is really obvious and lazy, and oh, this movie has a ton of, that's convenient, the fact that characters can just be brought back to life, no
Yeah,
real
I mean,
effort.
for me, it kind of is just, how do I say this? It's kind of just like the Mario movie for
For
like in
adults.
terms of yeah, for
Yeah,
adults. Like it's
yeah,
there to
absolutely.
hit the notes, it's here to
Don't
do
think
what you
about it too
expect
much.
it to do. Just kind of go, it's popcorn filler. Like
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, I will admit, like, the best fight in this
it was
movie is
exactly what I expected it to be. It was exactly what I wanted it to be.
yeah, Kung.
I came out pretty fucking content.
Hey, I have to remember his name. Kung Lao and Liu Kang have the best fight. It's the most dynamic. It's the best shot. I love the inclusion of the saw hat. It's still probably one of the most brutal fatalities.
It's definitely up
It's a
there.
pretty brutal fatality. I was a little disappointed it didn't cleave him clean through. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that it kind of only
Savage.
cleaned him half through was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. Um, what else? Oh, the guy who plays the thing that was frustrating for me the whole movie was how much the guy who has a hammer kept stabbing people with his fucking hammer. It was so annoying, dude. Like there's so many times where like. There's so many moments where if you smash their heads with your hammer, you could end this, and then they dodge. Like
Yeah, but
Adam was
part of
like
it, to be fair,
he would be dead
is always
so
supposed to
many
be that
times if he
he's
wasn't cheating.
to be fair, yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's kind of supposed to be the point. But especially with Shao Kahn, part of his thing is he enjoys playing with his food.
Yeah, still, it's stupid. It is stupid.
But also, I don't know, maybe back in the day they did keep their war hammers so sharp, like sharp at one pointy at one end so they could impale people. I don't know, maybe that's viable.
Uh,
It sounds potentially viable depending on how hard that or how heavy the
I
hammerhead
mean,
is.
it was satisfying when Cole Young got his head splattered. I will say that. The other funny bit is how the guy who plays Scorpion is clearly deeply ashamed that he's Scorpion because he refuses to look anything like Scorpion. Like his costume,
I don't know. I kind of refuse to believe that someone that old even knows who Scorpion is.
more to the point, according to Adam, he's a famous kung fu guy who's like deeply respected. So like it's just his is the worst costume. It doesn't look
Maybe don't
anything like Scorpion.
maybe maybe don't insult him then, Justin. We don't want to piss anyone
I
off.
mean, fair, but his is the worst costume. It doesn't look anything like the game. He does the get over here, and it's all right, but it's not quite the right Kate. It's not quite my tempo, Jordan. It's not quite my tempo.
Get
Um,
over here.
yeah, it was too. Yeah, I just wasn't. I don't know. I like him. He has to be entirely fair. He has the best action sequences, like the best fights. So like I'm not knocking it. Everything else about him is phenomenal. The physicality is great. Like his fight with Ermac in this movie, not Ermac, Noob Saibot is amazing. It's so cool. It's super creative. It's super violent. Like it is phenomenal. It is really really good. There are a couple really confusing lines. I'm wondering if maybe bringing back Kano was a late addition or a later addition in the script because um they go to the nether realm and Kano says I've never been to hell before, and I went, so where did you died? Where did you go when you died? I presume heaven either isn't real, and if it is real, you didn't go there. So where did you go? Surely you've
Well,
been to the heaven.
I think they say something earlier
Do
in the
they?
movie. Something to do with his soul, and that's why he's not a revenant. Why he's just back to life. There was something weird about his soul.
Right. You're right. You're right. I don't remember what it was though.
I don't remember what it was, but he said something earlier in the movie about it. Like he's like that's why he didn't just become a revenant. That's why he's not like what Kung Lao is, and why he's actually alive again.
Oh,
Is
right.
there was something to do with his soul, and it was just he was like it would have been more work than it was worth, basically.
Oh, interesting.
So that might have something to do with it.
That sounds like it has something to do with it. Okay, interesting, interesting, interesting.
Like his soul was maybe just a ghost floating
Um,
around. I don't know,
but
but
ultimately, of the Mortal Kombat movies I watched this week, it's not the best. I
I
imagine
mean, I only watched the first one and this one was better than the first one.
this one's
So
it's way better than the first one. It is
so
absolutely
I
better
you
than the
know
first one. That I absolutely will agree. They do a Mortal Kombat, and yeah, I mean it's I think it's longer and it's a bit. I mean, it's
I,
funny that Adam said it wasn't slow. I thought it was a little slow in parts and it dragged a little
no,
bit.
I didn't find it that slow. But also, I also think this one's better because Johnny Cage is way better than
Yeah, it was funny because I
ran,
saw people.
random Destiny
I
character
saw
from the
people.
first one.
I saw there's a couple really funny things, comments I saw about him, and it's true. Once it was pointed out to me, I couldn't unnotice it. First thing,
Him being the one from the first one.
no. About Johnny Cage.
Oh,
First thing that people said that they were bothered that they said that Johnny Cage is too or Carl Urban is too old to play Johnny Cage. But like the point of Johnny Cage in this movie is that he's old and washed up, and the point
yeah,
of
this is
Johnny
supposed to
Cage
be
generally is that he's washed up. Like that's the idea behind Johnny Cage. Is this is him trying to make a comeback. It's like that always with Johnny Cage. That's part of his
yeah.
character.
To me, this Johnny Cage felt more like the Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna mix it up. 11
Yeah,
one, whichever one where he was like old. They
yeah,
were old.
exactly.
Like this
Yeah,
feels more like that at him point, like him at
yeah.
that point. Which I guess I could see the frustration of like if you want to see him grow into that, you're kind of skipping to that point.
But that's always
But
where Johnny Cage begins. That's part of the fact that he's washed up and he's degrade and his
no, but I meant
wife's
his
about to
literal
come.
age.
Well, yeah, he's usually drawn younger or animated younger,
He's supposed to. He's usually like 30-ish.
but he's still supposed to be older and washed up. That's the
Yeah,
idea.
30-ish. 30-ish as opposed to in this he looks like he's
Yeah,
50-ish,
they
which
definitely like
I think
exaggerated
it
it, but
works in this. Like I don't have an issue with
yeah,
his
no, I
age.
don't have. But the other thing was like they were like, is the idea behind Johnny Cage that it never looks like him, like it always looks like a stunt double, and I was like, what did they mean by that? And I was like, no, sure shit. Anytime Carl Urban does anything remotely kung fu related, it's a stunt double that doesn't look anything like him, and it's the funniest thing ever. It's so funny. Once it was pointed out, it was
Funny.
all I could notice. It was like every time he falls or does a flip or does
I just
anything, it's
noticed
either
that.
badly CGI'd or stunt double. And I was like, no, I don't think that's intentional. I just think that's probably because it was a really that Carl Urban maybe wasn't.
That's funny. I didn't notice
He's
that.
the face of the character, but it made me think of like made me think of Scott Pilgrim and Chris Evans, where he's got all the stunt doubles that look nothing like.
Oh
him.
yeah.
But yeah. It's
Overall, I liked it. I had fun.
I had a pretty solid good time. It's a very good
Now,
time
that being
with
said,
a group of friends.
the company that I watched it with may have enhanced it.
Yeah, it's interesting though
You
that
know,
they're probably the other big
for
thing
once,
about
for
this.
once, the theater experience might actually have made the movie
Mi-
better than it actually was.
Minecraft was like that too. But
I meant for us specifically.
but it's interesting because this is a clearly they're adapting the games definitely because it looks like because when Liu Kang's like I'll be back later. That's him going off. Apparently, they're gonna do, or at least from what I read, it's gonna be he's becoming the fire god Liu Kang.
Oh, interesting.
And maybe,
He's gonna have a solo movie or something.
yeah.
A
Well,
Liu Kang
I
movie.
think for Mortal Kombat 3, it looks like maybe they're gonna do Chronica and do or probably they'll either do Chronica or it'll have well first it'll probably have I already said his name. The guy whose amulet it
Sindel?
is. No, not Sindel. But the guy whose amulet it is. I already said his name earlier.
Something? Grendel? Sendel?
No.
Wendell?
I'm totally blanking. But the evil guy who basically the storyline is the guy Chinook's amulet.
Chinook, that was it.
The amulet. He's trapped in the amulet. And the plot to Mortal Kombat 11, I'm pretty sure either X or 11 is he gets out of the amulet and he's the bad guy. He's a elder god who went rogue and got banished. And he's the bad guy for
Banished or
yeah.
trapped?
Trapped in the amulet, I guess, yeah. And then he's the bad guy for I'm pretty sure he's a playable character in Mortal Kombat X or 11, I'm pretty sure. But he's the bad guy in that and his mother is Chronica. And no, so he's the bad guy. Sorry. He's the bad guy in Mortal Kombat X because the bad guy in Mortal Kombat 11 is Kronika, and Kronika is time travel, and that's where Mortal Kombat 1 comes from because she's got a hourglass, and that's where all the wibbly wobbly.
Yeah, they use it to affect
Yeah,
everything.
the time and why. I think that's what they're leading up to with these movies. So probably the next one.
And then they can reboot.
Because spoiler alert, one of the bad guys in Mortal Kombat Annihilation is Chinook. Because he apparently comes from all the way from Mortal Kombat 3, which is interesting. But yeah, but anyway, good time with the movies. You should go watch it because I want to see a third one.
Yeah, I want to watch a third one.
I love. I think I said this when we saw Mario, but I love that we're in this renaissance of video game movies where it's like, yeah, I think when I say just look like the Thing, I think that was pretty well reserved for video game movies because, like, yeah, video game movies, it's just fun when you see Carl Urban as Johnny Cage do fucking Johnny Cage's sidekick with the energy. I just enjoyed the fact that this movie explained where the green energy came from because the games never do. Like, I was like, that's fun. That's a fun thing. I had fun. So yeah, I would like to see more of this. And this was, I don't know what the box office is currently doing because we don't do that here, but. I know that our theater was pretty busy. Surprisingly, there were some children in there who probably shouldn't have been in there. When we went to leave the people in front of us, I felt a little less bad for being obnoxious because they had a kid with them, and I was like, "Oh, you deserve this punishment."
Yeah, I had a good time.
That's it. That's Mortal Kombat 2. Moving on, Jordan.
Yep.
Chugging right along. Jordan, that was a solid 23-minute video. We didn't talk about it for too long, like often when we've done hour-long shit. That's a solid, comfortable amount of time, Jordan. We did the correct thing. We
did the time. Now we get to do the crime.
We're sexy. We're sexy bitches.
We're sexy bitches.
Speaking of sexy bitches, Jordan, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe teaser trailer.
Yeah, that show looks.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. That show looks confused.
Good but weird.
Yeah, interesting is the word I would use.
Yeah, you're like, this feels really removed from its source material.
It has potential.
It's not even just in,
but I'm worried that it will fall on its face.
It just visually, it doesn't look like fucking George and
Mandy. No,
it doesn't look like Young Sheldon. It doesn't look anything like The Big Bang Theory. It's like a very different show. You could have called these characters anything. Like, it doesn't really seem to, apart from the comic book at the end of the trailer, have any real, and the characters' names being Kripke and Stewart, don't really seem to have anything to do with the Big Bang Theory.
It's very tangentially related to Bay. It just wants the brand recognition.
This is also on HBO.
That's the only reason why it is what it is. It was clearly like a script for like a show or a movie or something, which they came and they're like, okay, well, if we loosely, like a tablecloth, loosely drape the Big Bang Theory over top of this table, we could sell it as a different thing and have a much easier time selling it.
But like, the fact that it's like right into the multiverse.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. The thing for me, well, maybe because from what I've heard, there's Big Bang Theory cameos. There's AU Big Bang Theory cameos.
That's the tablecloth.
Yeah, but that feels less tableclothy. Like to me, tablecloth. I don't disagree. Tableclothy is just Bert and Stewart and the girlfriend and Kripke. That feels tableclothy. But if you manage to get some original cast members back, like if you manage to get Raj and
depends on how much they're in it. If they're in one scene in one episode, tablecloth. If they're in consistently and like they are actual characters, okay, I will hear your arguments.
I would ramp it up to sprinkling. If it's sprinkled, like I don't think like every episode necessarily needs it, but if it's like every third or fourth episode and it's a substantial role, then to me it's less tableclothy. But I don't disagree that it by this trailer does feel tableclothy. I will give you that. I will acknowledge that. It looks very strange, but like I was into it when Stewart was talking to himself, And I was like, okay, we're gonna get multiple variants, and that's fun. It's not just they get dropped into. At least I'm really hoping it's not just they get dropped into this post-apocalyptic world, and that's all it is, and it's just not. It's really vague. I want to see some variants. I want to see some differences between universes.
And I want original Big Bang Theory characters.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure at least Kaylee Cuoco is in it.
Like I don't
I'm
need them to
pretty
be in
sure.
every episode, but like you can have one per episode, have it be where in one universe there's no Howard,
Right?
right? Or something like that. One universe Penny never moved into the
I'm
apartment.
pretty sure Penny. I'm pretty sure at least Penny's in it because there's an interview where she
Or what
did
if they never met Sheldon?
a coy Marvel style "Who knows?" answer. I'm pretty sure she did something for it. But I will watch that with great interest. I am very excited for
Yes.
that.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm really hoping it comes to Crave so I can actually watch it here and I don't have to seek it out because that would be annoying. But I do want to watch it. I'm very intrigued. I don't know if I'm gonna wait for a bunch of the episodes to come out and watch it, and probably gonna do it here. Find a way to do it here. Maybe do an episode where I can do it and Young Sheldon. Maybe. Wheels are
I could
turning.
be behind that.
I don't know how I would do it. Wheels are turning. Anyway, next.
Wheels are spinning, 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 spinning,
Ever spinning.
spinning.
Ever spinning. What is happening? During the trailer for Wildwood. That it looks absolutely gorgeous.
It looks pretty, but I can't figure out what it's about.
No, yeah, it's an early trailer.
It's very.
I know that
It
it's
doesn't really feel like a trailer. It more feels like an esoteric short film.
I was gonna say a demo reel, but yeah, it's someone's tech demo.
Tech demo.
But
Yeah,
it's
okay,
real.
sure.
Apparently, it took like 50. It's taken like 15 years for them to make it. I look as visually as much as I love Kubo and the Two Strings. I stand by it. It's their opus. It's their best movie. Other than maybe Paranorman. Paranorman's a strong second. This might top it. It certainly is the prettiest I think their films have ever looked. I know that the story is based on a book series. I think it's based on a book series. It's not an original story, which is why I think it's allowed for them so much time to perfect the animation. But my God, it looks pretty. I will be watching that.
Visually, it's very stunning looking, and I'm excited to see what it is. I like their movies, and I think I watched them all for an episode on here.
Yep. I've
Um,
seen every single
and
one of them in theaters, and I will absolutely watch this one in theaters.
I will support this when it
Yeah.
comes out. I'm just curious about what it's actually about.
Yeah.
Looks like it's about like a kid, a younger brother gets kidnapped, so she goes to imagine like an isekai is what it
Maybe
looks kind of
it
like.
kind of reminded me of Princess Mononoke, where it's like, or yeah, it was giving me very Ghibli vibes, where it was
Yeah,
like there's a magic forest world that they have to go into
she has to go into to save her little brother
yeah,
or
for
something.
some reason or another. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I'm
kind
sure
of what
there
I
is a
got
plot
from it.
description there, and I'm sure it's out there, but I just want to guess. I just want to
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
I just want to
To me, it
speculate.
looks like yeah, like a very Ghibli, like her brother gets taken by crows or something. I think it was in the trailer. It
Yeah,
looked like,
yeah,
and like she then had and like probably take my this is my theory. They take her brother into this magical forest, which is like a known thing by her people
yeah.
that like you're taught from a young age to avoid because if children disappear into it, they're never heard from again or something like that. Um, and her brother gets taken, so she has to go on a journey where she perhaps learns life lessons along the way of acceptance and letting other people into her inner circle so that they can help. And she will have to go and, because in the trailer they're told not to go outside. Um, and and she will have to go on a mystical journey through the magic forest, fighting and making friends with magical things along the way so that she can rescue her brother and learn a lesson.
And learn a
That's
lesson
my
along the way.
that's my plot theory.
That's mine. I don't know if the mic is picking that up.
I hear nothing.
No, you
Does
won't.
that sound
It does. That sounds believable.
like a perfectly believable
It does.
story?
It does sound believable. Maybe it is. Maybe we'll know. Maybe I'll Google it after the podcast is done. Who's to say? George, you're asking yourself. I know you are. You're saying, Justin, when does Terrifier 4 take place? And Jordan, I'm here to answer you and tell you.
No, I'm not asking that.
I'm here to tell you, Jordan. They revealed it's going to take place around New Year's Eve. And originally they thought there is rumors and there is theories that Art the Clown might have been going to space, but it has now been confirmed that it will take place around New Year's, which I don't know. It just kind of feels like Christmas adjacent. It feels like maybe we could have done Easter. Easter would have felt like a sufficient enough.
Or Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Oh, that, you know what? That's even better. Then you can release it in February.
Or
at the time of the year where
April
nobody
Fool's
watches
Day.
That would also be funny. He's a clown. It makes sense. But I don't know. New Year's Eve, just you're with me, Jordan. You don't like these movies, but just like New Year's Eve is Christmas adjacent.
I mean, a lot of times in these holiday movies, they do New Year's Eve and Christmas. Like it's the same thing.
It's the
They
same thing.
do like they don't like they'll have it be where it's a holiday party. Like you don't know. Like if you're gonna do like I mean, the obvious on the nose one is Halloween, but like there's other ones you could do,
No, I've
like the
already done
ones I've
Halloween.
listed.
Exactly. Arbor Day.
Valentine's, Valentine's,
Valentine's Day would be good.
April Fool's Day. He's a clown.
Exactly.
Technically, he's a mime, I think. No, he's Art the Clown.
I
Um,
like Valentine's Day better. Valentine's
I
Day's
say
better.
he's a mime. But
He's
what
arguably
else? What
two.
other what
He's
other ones are
arguably
there?
both. Clown
What other
does technically do mime.
what other holidays are there?
I know we've covered them. Jordan, we got to move on. There's time to move on. Let it go, Jordan. Let go of the holidays. He's let it go.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
We'll do Arbor Day.
So Jordan, this was really funny. I'm gonna include. I was gonna cut it, but I was really set up, and then I was deflated. So I'm gonna set you up, Jordan, and then I'm gonna deflate you
Like a balloon.
like a balloon, Jordan. So Sam Raimi is set to remake this beloved 70s horror movie, and to be entirely fair, there's gonna be someone who yells at me in the comments for being like, this doesn't seem very
Ash
beloved.
versus Evil.
No, Jordan, he's doing a remake of the 1978 movie Magic. You've never heard of it, right? Neither have I. Moving on. And then someone's in the comments gonna be like, "No, I loved Magic as a child. It was really scary." Sam Raimi's like,
So, well, I mean, if the
it.
person does say that, then I guess we can say they truly do believe in magic.
Do they believe in magic? Na, 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 na,
La!
na. It's funny. It's funny. So Jordan,
That's better. That's
Kylo
better.
Ren is gonna return. Sorry, I should say. Okay, now let's do this better.
In the Lego game.
Kylo Ren's Star Wars return set, but it isn't how fans want. So the last time that people saw Kylo Ren was in Rise of the Skywalker. And
Didn't he die?
And people, they were really disappointed because there's supposedly a Kylo Ren movie that they were going to make. We talked about it once. That got canceled for reasons that nobody knows. That is a mystery. So he is now returned.
Maybe because his character's dead?
In a comic book called Star Wars: The Fall of Kylo Ren. And everyone is disappointed.
So does it take place before or after he dies?
Presumably, it's going to be before he dies.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense because he's dead.
He is dead. He is dead.
He's dead and buried, and he can't come back and hurt Star Wars anymore.
That's really funny. Okay. I mean, to be fair, I mean the prequel or the solo Kylo Ren movie could have been before he died.
Just because it can doesn't mean it should.
So Jordan, remember that movie series Expendables?
Is that the one where it's all the old people that were in a lot of action movies?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham.
Yeah. You know, all the old.
You know they made a fourth one of those?
Did I know that?
You didn't know that.
I might have known that.
It was Expendables.
I might have known that once upon a time, but in current recollection, it does not return to me. So I'm gonna be forced to say that no, I did not know that, and that is
the last one I saw was Expended 3 Bulls, and that was the one with Ronda Rousey, and she was terrible. As an aside, funny, I don't know if I told you this, when we were hanging out with Adam, she won her fight in 17 seconds, and a pretty typical peak Ronda Rousey.
She did it in armbar.
Yeah, absolutely. She finished fast and early, like a husband in his late 40s to 50s, finished fast and early and got the fuck out of there. Um, yeah, and all the comments like, "What the fuck? I paid all this money for this fucking fight. It was over instantly." And all the other comments like, "Yeah, it's Ronda Rousey. Her fights were awful. I don't know why everyone forgot about that. They were boring as fuck, and they ended instantly because she wanted to prolong her career. And then this fight was about proving something to people and proving that she was still Ronda Rousey." And people are like, "Oh, Gina Carano threw the fight." And I'm like, I don't know that she threw the fight. I just think that she got taken
She
down.
accepted her fate
Pretty well. She got taken down and went, "This is Ronda needs this more than I do," and they were getting paid either way. Anyway, that was my long way of being like, because Ronda Rousey was going to be involved in this, but they are the all female expendable spinoff Expendables, awful name, is back in the works after more than a decade of developmental hell. And like, why? Absolutely don't. Nobody gives a shit about the Expendables franchise. Certainly, the core audience of that is not going to watch Expendables. I can tell you that for sure.
I mean, yeah, those movies were kind of targeting a very specific group of people,
Yeah.
and they hate and the group that it
People
was
our
targeting.
dad's age,
Yeah,
specifically.
the group that the group that it was trying to target is not gonna watch a group. It's the
He's not gonna
point.
watch Girl
The
Expendables.
point is beers and muscles and explosions and
And
masculine energy.
testosterone. So
Testosterone.
much
Thank you.
testosterone. It's not gonna work. They're just gonna
It's
call it
not.
woke
And
and a
girls, I
failure.
just
Nobody wants
maybe
this. Women
maybe
don't want
some
this.
girls
Men don't want this.
maybe some girls get the same thing out of it.
Oh,
I
sure,
don't know,
the
but
gay ones probably, and not that there's anything wrong with that. They deserve this, but it's just if you're trying to get the Expendables audience, you're not going to get that
I mean you
unless you're
will
really
if
confident in the gay lady,
you
the
you
gay
you
lady
will
audience.
if you latch on to the idea of like, oh, I'm just gonna say it is awful, but like if you latch onto the, oh, it's a group of hot babes. If you downgrade
Maybe,
what they are into a caricature of what you're trying to sell,
but
then
if you're gonna sell
it could
this as
go to
some sort of
girls.
female,
But if you want it to be like actual female empowerment,
yeah, no,
then
it's that you. There's
it's
no way
not.
you're gonna sell a female empowerment fantasy to the audience looking for a male empowerment fantasy. That's never gonna happen. This is a very weird choice and a weird decision. But hey, and even putting all
Power
that
to you
aside,
if you know like you want to try and do it.
even if you put all that aside, there's
Like,
like maybe if you had made this when you were making Expendables 2 or 3, and that brand was
yeah,
still popular,
maybe,
then maybe this thing
maybe.
would stand a chance. But nobody cares about the Expendables. I'm pretty sure the fourth one bombed horribly.
I mean, here's what I'm gonna say. Do the people that are thinking this as a good idea not remember what happened with female Ghostbusters?
Nobody
I'm
likes
not
female
saying it was
Ghostbusters.
okay, but like it's a historical point to look back at, a historical precedent to look back at and be like, hey, maybe this is a bad plan. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not
Just because I'm not even saying because of the movie itself, but because
wrong.
of the reaction that came from said movie.
I just don't think that people can muster enough giving a shit about the Expendables franchise to get mad about it. But hey, maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
The people that were fans of it, maybe.
Maybe. But Jordan, they're all like in their 60s now. I just don't think that they care.
Yeah, so they have nothing but time.
Oh, that is valid.
All they're waiting is for their bones to give out and their spirits to break, Justin.
Jordan. Jordan.
Whoa, that got dark.
Jordan. You know that, they're making a Vision show? It's got an offensive name.
Haven't they been making a Vision show for like
Yeah, it's coming out
eight
soon.
8 years?
It's coming out soon. And it's got an offensive name, Jordan.
Took them long enough.
It's called Vision Quest.
Yeah, it was always called
I
that.
know, and it's always had
For like for like 9 years it's been called that. This isn't news.
I know it's still an offensive name. That's why I called it the show with the offensive name, because it's called Vision Quest.
Okay. Yeah.
Vision
So
Quest.
like Johnny
Anyway,
Quest?
yes, like Johnny Quest, Zim Zim Zalabim, and whatnot. Um, I
That's
thought
why that's why it's offensive, right?
we don't know what's happening. We don't know what the story is. I heard a rumor, and it's the only reason why I included it because it sounded stupid. Where allegedly So okay, the big hook of this is it has all of the various AIs that have been in the MCU at one point or another, but they're all there as humans, and apparently, Vision, and it's got James Spader has come back as Ultron, and he's human like James Spader for most of it, and I'm like,
What's the
what's the fucking
point?
what? Yeah, exactly. What's the fucking point? Exactly. I'm sorry, you're bringing back your robot guy, and he's not going to be a robot guy. What's the fucking point?
Why?
Why? Who cares? Why on earth would I want to see him?
I mean,
Okay, this is now a hard sell for me.
at that point, he might as well be a disembodied, and we just get the
It's
voice.
like the same thing with Vision. It's like, oh, he just says to me that Paul Bettany didn't want to sit through the
He didn't
makeup.
want to be in the fucking makeup,
He didn't
which
want
is
to sit in the makeup,
fair,
which is
I
fair, I
guess.
guess. But like, who cares? But also, hey, to be entirely fair, maybe this will do something cool. Who knows? Anything can be good. I ended up really like my thing is like I no longer I used to there's everyone goes through their like what I call Marvel doubt, where you go through a period where you start to doubt your love for Marvel. Same thing where you go through your Star Wars doubt as a nerd, but you go through Marvel doubt, and then you watch a thing where you're like, oh, this is unexpectedly good, and it brings you right back. And that was Agatha all along. I thought for sure that was going to be bad, and I was so pleasantly surprised by how much I liked that I was like, all right, I'll stick
I haven't
around for a
seen
few
it.
more movies. I'll watch your
Um,
new Spider-Man.
I have no doubts about Star Wars. I kind of have decided a while ago that their movies are bad and their games are okay.
I mean, that is fair.
Um,
That is.
like I like their games, but the movies have been bad for far too long for me to be like anything but bitter and jaded. Which is probably why most of their audience is bitter and jaded. Um, sorry, that was a tangent.
Oh.
What were we talking about?
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So I'm reading I'm reading this next bit with Jordan, which is there's a new Venom in town, and there's like images of the new Venom, and it was a bunch of images of Thor, and I was like, what the fuck? And it's there's a new What If comic that's out, and it's What If Venom was Thor,
Oh,
and
neat.
and
I was
he's got a black flowy. He looks like it's a black suited Thor, and he's got a black flowy cape. It looks really cool.
huh, neat.
I will.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of a good what if, and B, a good what if that involves the symbiote. Like, what if blank person found the symbiote?
Right?
Because I always love both visually and when it's being described. I like the different ways that the costumes that these characters and people have interact with the Venom symbiote to see what it
Hmm.
comes like,
It
what it
says
becomes.
in
It's
this
always fun.
in this alternate timeline, the symbiote never encounters Spider-Man at all. It means it voids the anger and rejection that it traditionally shaped its personality. The writer, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. It's got an O with a
So
cross through
so
it.
this one chooses to latch more onto the honor of Thor, I'm
Uh,
gonna guess.
Gronbeck. Drawing this person's name has an O with a slash through it. I don't know how to pronounce that. Explains how this
Brownbeck? Maybe? I don't
Gronbeck.
know.
I don't know. Explained how this changes the symbiote's trajectory entirely. A lot of my initial work on this focuses on how the symbiotes, as readers traditionally know them, were shaped by bonding with Spider-Man, which obviously never happens in our story. So figuring out how it would affect the symbiote was at least interesting to how it would affect Thor. And that apparently apparently the dark symbiote god is connected to Thor. Apparently there's a feud between him and Thor. Huh, interesting.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Very interesting.
We will watch this one with great interest.
Um, interesting. How? Okay. All right then. I did see this. I didn't think it was real. Jordan, official K-pop Demon Hunters, big announcement. Before they make a K-pop Demon Hunters 2, Jordan, big announcement. What do you think is coming from K-pop Demon Hunters?
A video game.
Huh. Interesting guess. Honestly, that's a fair guess given this franchise. That is a fair guess. No, apparently they're doing a world tour. With Netflix, they're doing a world tour, which I don't understand how that's gonna work. Unless you're gonna
So
do,
we're getting a Glee the movie.
I guess. I'd be interesting to see if they do a pro shot movie version of it and they film it. But is there enough songs to tour? So you do all of the girl songs and all
Oh,
of the boy
the only way
songs?
you do it, the only way you do it is you have to have at least like 5 new songs
You write a few new songs that are for the second movie,
specifically for it.
and then you bring the boys, and then yeah. I mean, I guess if you get up, okay, there's how many hundred songs? There's 400 songs.
Tricks songs, something like that, yeah. And then there's just
There's
at least two Soulja Boys.
you've got the opener, how it's done. You've got Golden. You've got This Is What It Sounds Like. That's 3. You've got Takedown. That's 4. You've got the duet between the lead boy and the lead girl. That's 5. And you've got the 2 Soulja Boy songs, Soda Pop. That's 7. You write 3 songs. That's an even 10. Yeah. That's a you could maybe pull an hour-long set out of that when you could do a tour. But it'd be interesting to know who are they gonna bring? Like, is it gonna be a deal where you bring the actual singers who have become kind of a band, or are you going to
Depends. Is it an actual concert or are they doing a thing where they have animated it and it's the characters are going on
Yeah,
tour?
I don't know. I guess we'll find. I assume it's an actual tour,
Because like
but
if it's an actual tour, that's a very different thing that they have to sell versus a you put it in theaters and it's kind of a sequel, like a pseudo sequel where it takes
oh
place
no
after
no.
the first movie,
It
but it's
sounds
not
like no.
really a sequel.
It sounds like it's an actual tour. Which yeah, hey man, you could do. You had the all of the people involved.
Well, then at that point you would basically just do it the way that at least I would assume you would do it similarly to how the Has Been Hotel one did it, where they are singing along to different parts of the movie as like in character
Yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah, you could have them. Yeah, add a little Q&A. I guess you have them do
or
that.
something. I don't know, something like that.
Um. Hmm. Hmm. No.
Hmm.
No. We're gonna cut that. Cutting that.
Snip, snip,
Snippity snip snip snip.
snip, 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 snip,
Uh.
snip, snip, snip.
Last story, Jordan. Apparently, there's. I think we talked about this before, but they're making a prequel series to. That's funny. They're making a prequel series to the Friday the 13th. Um,
Why?
called Crystal Lake, and by its description, it's starring Linda Cardellini, who is Velma from the Scooby Doo movies, as Pamela Voorhees, and it's about their life leading up to the Friday the 13th movie, which like okay. The way it was described to me, you don't know what this show is. At least I doubt you do it. But it sounded and reminded me a lot of the Bates Motel, which is about the movie Psycho.
I'm aware of it.
It's a prequel to Psycho, and it's about Norman Bates and his mother and the events leading up to Psycho. And this kind of sounds like that.
To
And
which again I say, why?
I don't see a. So was it just gonna be all her witnessing them abusing crap out of this
Bullying him?
mentally handicapped child? That doesn't sound fun or enjoyable. Is there going to be a lot of boobs and nudity? Because that sounds not. I mean, I don't know. It's just sounds salacious for the sake of it. I don't get it. I mean, is it going to be a slow? But then on the other hand, it being a slow psychological like descent of her slowly going crazy. And it becoming the first Friday the 13th, because to be clear, the best Friday the 13th movie and the only one that's actually a good movie is the first one. That's the best Friday the 13th movie, hands down. It's the only one that's a good movie.
I understand that you feel that way.
Fun fact about.
I understand. I understand that you feel that way.
Anyway, that's the news. Jordan, hit me with I'm doing a new dance, Jordan. You didn't give me a closeout for it though. Today's show, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Wild Education, Jordan. If you know anyone, happen to know anyone who has lizards or animals that require rats, they sell rats. You could buy rats from them to feed your snakes. They have all the information required to do that. They're also there's information involving a cat in their life called Gary. Exciting news involving Gary that you can go check out on their Facebook page and on their YouTube channel. And both of the links in our description will take you to both those pages. They got all kinds of deals for people who want to buy rats. Just so you know, you can do that by clicking the link description below, and tell them we sent you, so they know we exist, that we do this work for them. Notice me, senpai. Anyway, also this week we're giving a shout out. This is not narcissistic, to our good friends over at the Final Frontier podcast. Every week they're putting out quality A-rated content about Star Trek, random facts.
Adult rated content.
Star Trek. Talk about Star Trek.
You said A-rated.
And we do fart jokes. So
I mean, those are always funny. So I don't care what anyone says.
Fart jokes are always funny. So you can click the link in the description. Go subscribe to the Final Frontier podcast for me, please.
Right after you subscribe to this one.
Right. Subscribe to us. I mean, I assume they're already subscribed to us.
Well, no, but we're talking to new people too, Justin.
New people too. That is true. That is true. That is not incorrect.
Can't be exclusive, Justin.
That's true. We can't. Be
Everyone's welcome.
I cannot disagree with it. Moving right along. So because we watched Mortal Kombat.
Moving right along, we watched Mortal Kombat.
You gotta be. You want to be like algorithmically consistent. So more martial arts, kung fu, karate. What better place to start our karate, Mortal Kombat, kung fu, poi journey is with a little show. I want to finally finish. I need to finish him. Finish it. End it. Once and for all. Cobra Kai Season 6, Jordan.
I also did that.
It had to happen.
It's like we have one brain between us.
One brain. This was a show. It's funny. So, okay, starting off, I started Season 6, and I think you did the same thing, and I went, shit, I don't remember what's happening. So I went back and I watched the final 3 episodes of Season 5. And as I was watching it, I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot why. I remember why I like this show. This show's really good. I maintain it's just still super narratively satisfying when a thing that you know is going to happen in the narrative finally happens. Like, you know who they're going to beat that guy. You know they're going to shake hands and be friends. And
it really encapsulates the perfect
hug.
80s movie experience where, like, there's a path, they're on that path, you know they're on that path. Doesn't matter that they're on that path, I still enjoy that path anyway.
They're gonna do the big hug at the end of the story where they cry, and when they cry, you're gonna cry with them, and it's gonna feel good. That
like any good 80s song, it's hitting the notes, and it's hitting it well.
That having been said, this is definitely the worst season. I don't think any show ever nails the landing. I was thinking about this all week. I was like, is there a show that truly, name it in the comments, name me a show that 100%, because people are having this conversation about The Boys, where can any show ever stick the landing? I just don't think this does. We're going to spoil the shit out of this, by the way.
I think...
So just left, right, center, you've had however many years to watch this.
I think...
So many characters
in answer to that question of can a show stick the landing... I think the longer the show goes on, the longer that plane is in the air, the more impressive that landing has to be. So if the show is 2 seasons, then the landing that it has to try and stick is a much simpler one because the characters don't have as much history.
Yeah, but the ending of this, though, is so convenient.
So,
too many good things happen
to me,
for people.
It's the difference between... like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, where one of them is shorter than the other.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. I don't know. I think
they're both fantastic.
I just don't think that Breaking Bad has a I don't think it necessarily sticks the landing. I think it. I don't know. I don't think that I don't think that or Better Call Saul is a perfect. In fact, I think Better Call Saul is a season too long, but that's a discussion for another show.
You understand my metaphor.
I just think that this thing, the ending's not very good. I just think it's too safe and it's too
I like
easy.
the epilogue.
The epilogue is nice, but like I mean, like shit. Like I'm sorry, Tori and Robbie happened to be approached by a woman who's like, "Hey, would you like a dream career where we just take your pictures and you do karate poses and you make money?" Yeah, I would. I love that career. That's great.
I mean, like I said, yeah, it's very
It's
much is
so
like
corny.
80s
So
movie happy
corny.
ending where it's like it's over the top and it's corny.
And by the
Like
by
you
the by the back half of
we were always gonna get that,
the back
Justin.
half of the second season, there's just too many like oh of course. So like a lot of this season is just reiterating and retreading and redoing beats that we've done. Like I don't the first quarter of the season where Johnny and Danny are fighting the whole time is so fucking tedious. Like oh my god, we've done like I think you said that last season. You're like it's tedious. So like by this season, it's really tedious. Like
Yeah.
oh my god,
I
are we
feel I feel
really
like
doing this?
if I had been doing this as a regular watch through where I watch it all in one go, I probably that those feelings probably would have been more
Oh my
pronounced than they
god.
currently are. But like having just come in and just watched this season, yeah, but it's not as bad as I remember it.
Oh man,
But
this is
I've just did the
annoying.
one season
It's
this
like,
time,
oh, yeah, you
so
guys are just gonna shake hands and you're gonna get over yourselves, and this is a completely unnecessary conflict. It's fucking annoying. And like all, and for most of the beginning half of this, all of the kids are all the same. All of them all fighting each other, rehashing conflict that they've all had a billion times. The only relationship that I liked was I liked the relationship between Tori and and Sam. I thought that the fact that it didn't really waver even as Tori went through her thing of going back to Cobra Kai, I thought that actually worked for me. Just also the fact that they introduce a new, even more evil karate dojo.
yeah, which Silver buys his way into
Right? You're like,
because
oh,
Silver can't just go away for some reason.
right. And his oh yeah, the Silver's character arc goes absolutely fucking nowhere. Like they just conveniently they're like, oh shit, it's the last episode. Like the entire like last 2 or 3 episodes. Like, does Silver have another evil plan? No, not really. The Kreese, spoiler alert, blows him and Kreese up, and no one ever talks about
Yeah,
it.
and you know
They
because the
never
show
address it.
because the show because nobody knows that it happened.
Still,
Um,
within the context of
but
your
but
writing a show, no one talks about
yeah,
it.
no, well because the thing is that Justin, the thing that this episode suffers from is the same thing that every last episode suffers from. So like yeah, that has to happen because there can't be a scenario where they can come back. This
Right?
has to be the
That
end.
has to be the end. Yeah, exactly.
There can't be like a final scene where we see Silver like is like horribly mutilated but has lived because then that leaves people will then be like, "Oh, well then let's do another
Right?
season. We
Right?
want another season." And they're like, "No, this is the end. This is we're done.
Right?
This is it.
But
You're not
it's
getting any
just so
more."
convenient that Kreese got onto his boat and just blew him up. You're like, this is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
lazy. This is really I like this
Like
show
I
and this
said,
is
that's where I
lazy.
say like you have to watch this episode, this season, and the last episode with the idea of, oh yes, this is an '80s movie. You remember how
Oh.
'80s movie quarterly end? This is gonna do that.
Or like my other favorite
You're
bit.
here for that ride.
My other favorite bit is they again so much of the conflict is so even for this show is really shoehorned. So like they introduce an evil rival because again a lot of the characters exist in this because this show is already resolved in the previous season and they can't figure out what to do. So like because Tori and Sam are now friends, the final conflict can't be between Tori and Sam. So Sam doesn't do anything in the finale. She sits out so that Tori can now have a manufactured rivalry with a character that it just exists to be an obstacle. There's a really funny moment where what's his face? Robbie picks Samantha over her, and she goes, "I can't believe you would pick Samantha over me." And it's not Samantha, pick Tori over me. And it's like, well, I mean, you weren't really a character. You're just kind of at best an obstacle that got in the way of true love. You weren't like it's the same thing as they try to and then give
You
up on
weren't
a
a,
romantic
you
rival.
weren't you weren't a competitor. You were never even a player.
Right? You're just an obstacle at best. or like they introduce what is essentially ostensibly Ivan Drago, and they try to pretend like he is a romantic rival, but don't do anything. They introduce the
Yeah, but
idea.
except he's supposed to be like a good guy with honor.
Then they introduce the idea that Samantha is lying to Miguel about going
Not
to about going to
yeah.
Okinawa, and then he finds out, and then nothing becomes of it. It was really funny because
He's just kind of really cool about it, you know.
yeah.
He's very understanding.
Jordan was like, it gets in his head, and I'm like, no, not really. And it's like, no, it's totally gonna get in his head. Nah, not really.
No, it didn't
They
really.
talk about it for like 30 seconds, and then he's pretty much over it.
He's
There's no time,
a
Jordan. It's
very
the final episode. They don't have any time for that.
he's a very mature young
Yeah,
man.
no, the show has no time for that. But like, also, I feel like I'm being positive. This show still does do that thing of like they may introduce a thing that you fucking Silver notwithstanding, he's the worst character in the season. It serves him in no way. And
He's the worst character in the show.
I don't know. He's okay. He's a suitable villain in season 5, and his defeat is really satisfying at the end of season 5. When Stingray gives him up, it's really satisfying. But him coming back it serves nothing because they get rid of him in the final episode, and it just becomes down to a conflict between
I mean, yeah, but that for me, that's like
Johnny and the evil dojo leader, and that's where the conflict is. Silver
for
just
me-
kind of stands there for most of the season. He doesn't do anything.
for me, that's like with Kreese, where it's like he comes back, and ultimately, like what he does is somewhat satisfying. But like him coming back again, and he keeps going and visiting like Tori at her house,
Kreese coming back serves
let me fit. No, I get that, but I'm just saying within the confines of the universe, it frustrates me with him in particular because he's a convicted felon that's wanted by the FBI, and he's going and visiting known associates that he had prior history
but
with
he does say
that would absolutely be being watched.
But he does say no. But to be fair, though, he does say that once they gave up Silver, that all the charges were cleared. He does say that very specifically.
Does he?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah, no. I had that thought too. Wait, so he's allowed to just free? No. It's in one of the points where he does the taunting them thing, where he's like, "No, I was cleared of all the charges." They do actually say that. So I do get you, but no, they. But with Kreese, I do agree with you. Kreese's inclusion in this was annoying at first, where I was like, "Oh my fucking god, seriously?" But like, it does actually lead to something satisfying.
Yeah, that's why I say it does.
Which is a weird thing about the show, where it pays off in like one of the greatest moments in the entire show. Like that scene between him and Johnny is phenomenal. William Zabka is phenomenal. It is one of the best pieces of acting I've ever fucking seen. It's so good. It serves that character. There's a lot of moments in that final season that like where he hits the right balance of being Johnny, but being Johnny with emotion. Like there's a really great moment where like they're all stressed out about this Sekai Tekai. Take a shot every time they say Tekai Sekai.
No, you'd be dead.
And he's acting like a real dick. And then he finally actually acts like a sensei, and I'm like, where's that guy been the whole time? Like, this is what you should have been the whole season. You being a dick is annoying. There's a lot of annoying character regression in this series, just for drama and just for character regression, for like no reason. Oh yeah, also bad DH like Miyagi. Jake once said to me that it's okay. There's a reason for it, and it kind of makes it a bit better. And I will acknowledge the fact that it's a dream makes it. It's still jarring and awful looking and creepy and terrible, and I hate it. But like, sure, I guess it's a dream makes it feel less unethical, I guess, because it's like, well, you're not technically bringing him back from the dead. He's still very much dead. He's just Dream Miyagi, and of course Dream Miyagi looks like a fucking nightmare because it's a dream. Okay, fine, I can maybe buy into that.
I still don't like it.
I still don't like it. It still looks awful. Yeah, I do like that. I like the fact that the epilogue is fun. I like the fact that I like that Stingray is teaching the kids. That's cute.
Yeah.
He's really good at it. I like that he's good at it. That's really fun.
I like Johnny's speech at the end.
Yeah, I like the fact that Miyagi-Do is part of it. I like that. That's the thing. Ultimately, I love about this show that there's truth in life about it, where doing everything one way just doesn't work. You have to split your you're sort of, yeah, you have to have balance.
When
Balance is the
when
key.
wood stand tall, it grow brittle alone, snap like twig. When it grow with many around it, it becomes hard to push over and
Exactly.
stands tall
And rigid
and rigid
and girthy.
and
What?
hard. What?
What? What? What? Jordan, I
Oh,
think
today's a wild day.
today's gonna be a wild day. Jordan, I think I will go next.
Gonna be a wild day. It
Yeah,
already is a
it has
wild
been a
day.
wild day. I think I'll go next, Jordan. So that was
You
Cobra
do you,
Kai.
son.
That was Cobra
That
Kai
was Cobra Kai. That
season
was a
6.
rapid fire from both of
I
us.
enjoyed that. It was very easy to get through 15 episodes of it. It was a delight. It was really the highlight of my week. I think Mortal Kombat was pretty fun.
It was definitely an
Definitely
enjoying
top 5.
part. It was definitely near probably the top of the list because most of the other things I watched were meh.
Um, so Jordan, this next thing, have you seen? Here's a question. You've seen the Street Fighter anime, right? You watched Street Fighter Alpha anime, right, for the show?
Yeah, I think I watched the Alpha
Have
one.
you
The
seen?
one that I watched, I think it was technically a sequel.
Interesting. So you've never seen the Street Fighter 2 anime?
Don't think so.
Interesting. Okay, this is all right. This is the Street Fighter 2 anime, the movie. This was about an hour and a half, hour 40. I think it might be an hour 40. I was surprised by the length. This was better than I was expecting. It in concept reminds me a lot of the Tekken movie, and this might be blasphemous amongst me and you. Better, more
No, you shut up, you heathen.
well, number one, it's longer, so it gets to be more. It gets to be a movie rather than two specials smashed together.
Yeah, but the Tekken one has boobs.
This doesn't have boobs, but it's really violent.
Well, then it's not as good.
Yeah, that's true. I was impressed by this. I was impressed by.
You think violence it can even compare?
It's very
Jesus.
weird. It gives you a completely different impression of Street Fighter, which in my mind has always been kind of a PG franchise. But this is very violent. There's cursing and shit, and it's very much an R-rated movie. It's really quite strange, but okay. The animation's okay. The fights are good. The fights are fun. They're dynamic. They're easy to follow. They look good. They look clean. The animation looks good. They never looks off model. It doesn't look cheap considering it was probably straight to DVD. This is not the fault of the movie. Unfortunately, the dub is really bad. It's really stiff, and the voice acting is horrendous. Bryan Cranston is in it randomly. He's an Indian man. It's probably bad. What's interesting about this new live action movie is how they presented the Street Fighter as being a Street Fighter tournament, whereas this movie makes it seem, and that was my understanding of the game, was it wasn't like they're all fighting in a tournament. The reason why it's called Street Fighter is because they're street fighters. They fight in the street. So a lot of this movie.
The second game always made me think it was a tournament where they were going from place to place and fighting in the streets, but it was part of a tournament.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but the live action movie is a tournament, so that tells me I am wrong. But this movie doesn't give that impression. This movie, there isn't a tournament. It's just the characters will just randomly fight each other in stages in areas that look like stages, and so there's a scene where when they meet Gonru? No, the sumo wrestler. They meet the sumo wrestler.
Don Yu, I think he
Ganyu?
is.
Was that the Tekken character? Am I confusing him with the Tekken character?
I don't know.
But either way, the sumo wrestling guy, and he's fighting Dalsim, and they're fighting in a random village. Or there's a bit where Ken fights a car. But yeah, my one criticism of it is the story is kind of loose. A lot of it is Ryu goes to random area of bad guy fights. Also, it's missing Zangief. It's very brisk. The pacing is very brisk. But the fight, everyone's neck is as big as my head. The fight.
It's a pretty big neck.
The fight between I always want to call him M. Bison is honestly pretty good. It's fun when he does Hadouken. It's super fun. Yeah, I had a fun time. It was a fun movie.
Hadouken?
Hadouken.
Hadouken?
and he says they do all of the moves.
Hadouken?
Hadouken. If you want to
Hadouken.
see, if you want to see if you want to see just thing you recognize and have it look good, it definitely made me go, yeah, you're right. There's something to be said of sometimes a thing just looks better when it's animated. It's meant to be animated. It should stay animated. It doesn't need to be live action. And this was fun.
I'm just saying.
That was Street Fighter 2, the animated movie.
So, all right. I'm gonna be honest, Justin. A lot of these movies that I watched this week, especially the rapid fire ones where I was only half paying attention, don't fully stick out in my mind when it's difficult when it's in subtitles, but don't really stick out in my mind in any significant way. This one at least does in some visual like cues of like, oh hey, that's a thing that I recognize from Dragon Ball, or oh hey, that's a story beat that I recognize from a completely separate anime which is Japanese and has nothing to do with Chinese mythology. Um, but in terms of the actual plot, so my general remembrance of this is
Plot.
basically we have the he's this is before um he's still in like a mortal form, but he ends up becoming Sun Wukong. But I don't remember what I don't remember if he's called Sun Wukong when he's in his more human form. Anyways, he wants to wage war and rebel against the heavens, and then there's like this princess character. I think she's a princess character, but she's like a human character who is basically you remember in Inuyasha the schoolgirl Kaguya or whatever her name is.
Yes.
She's basically her.
Not Kaguya. I know who you're talking about. I don't remember.
Ka- Kagome.
Kagome, that was it.
Um,
You're almost there. You got 2/3 of the way.
the character's basically her, but I guess maybe the more like the priestess version of her, whoever that was.
Well, technically speaking, in most versions of the Journey to the West, he's got basically Bulma is a priest. That's what Bulma is.
Yeah, she's like a priestess.
Well, in the original story, she is a guy, but yes, priest.
In this version, she's even more Bulma-like then because she's a girl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There
Bulma
is a
made it-
dude.
made it to her.
There is a dude as well, but he's less like a he's less like a Bulma, and he's more like a Tien
Like there's two consistencies. I don't remember
in
what his
terms of
name is.
characterization of what this character is like. Though is what I'm saying.
I think it's also a
And then
touch
there's
of,
Sun Wukong, who's kind of more like a Vegeta.
yeah, he gets a touch of Krillin as well because that's where the Krillin's a monk comes from. But the other character that comes from those Journey to the West stories, he's a pretty well. There's a few. The Ox King is a character in the Sun Wukong stories, and Oolong,
I didn't see any characters that really reminded me of Oolong.
you know how his episode is he terrorizes a village and kidnaps girls and makes them marry him. That is pretty much one for one the story where he meets that Sun Wukong.
Interesting.
I read a little bit about him last time.
But yeah, there's definitely like it was
character.
cool to see their visual interpretation of the power pole, which is like a thing where it's like lava, and he has to every time he moves it, like he has to like put a whole bunch of energy in it. It's
Does
really
he say
difficult.
Power pole extend.
No,
Don't.
no, he doesn't. And then eventually at the end of the movie, after a whole bunch of other stuff happens, at the end of the movie, he finally turns into the monkey form. And so he's got he looks at him and the power pole is like actually red, and it looks like the power pole. And I'm like, this is neat.
That's pretty neat.
I had fun with it. Of the movies that I know I probably didn't do a great job selling it here, but the fight scenes are fun. And
like an all right time.
Of the ones I watched this week, it was probably one of the more entertaining ones. That's Wukong. Technically, it's in other parts of the world. It's got a couple names. It's known Wukong, and it's also known as Immortal Demon Slayer, and it's known as The Legend of Wukong.
Oh, all right. Then.
So it's got a few different names.
Differences.
It's Wukong. Good movie.
Okay. So this next movie. Here's the thing, right? Comedy doesn't always translate across languages. So things like timing and pronunciation and articulation don't necessarily carry. Now, I watched most of this movie twice. I watched an English dub of it, and then I watched about half-ish of the Chinese version. And this is Kung Fu Hustle, directed by... Sorry, let's do that. This is Kung Fu Hustle, pause. Directed by a man by the name of Stephen Chow. He is known for his love. All of his movies have a particular kind of comedy called, and I'm going to butcher the absolute shit out of the pronunciation, but Mo Li Tao. And it's basically slapstick. It's a super slapsticky movie. And it's just, the humor just wasn't landing for me. Like, it kept like switching between being serious and being goofy. So like at one point or later in the movie, you see one of the characters. The plot of this is basically there's a part of China which is divided into districts, and the districts are terrorized by a gang called the Axe Gang, except for one particular slum which is not terrorized by them because they just don't give a shit. And so these two guys show up pretending to be members of the Axe Gang, which pisses the Axe Gang off. And then the rest of the movie is pretty much the Axe Gang attacks them, and it turns out that there are several kung fu masters who live in the neighborhood, and the evil Axe Gang, they get a magic harp or magic musical instrument, and it kills all of the kung fu masters. And then it turns out that the landlord and the landlady, they're also actually secretly kung fu masters. And the spoiler alert, one of the guys pretending to be he wants to be join the evil bad guys, the Axe Gang, because when he was a kid he tried to be a kung fu hero, but all the kids pissed on him.
I'm sorry, what?
They knocked him down, and then they peed on him.
For dominance?
I think it was some form. I don't want to say yes for dominance, but kinda, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
A little bit.
it's bold. That's a bold choice, I guess.
It's really quite an unpleasant and unhappy, and I didn't like it scene. It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But then there's a scene where the landlady. Okay, for number one, the landlady smokes a cigarette the whole movie. The cigarette never leaves her mouth. She never once.
Wow, that's impressive.
And she
real commitment to the bit.
And she there's a lot of like they do. I don't know how else to describe it other than a Looney Tune run. You know the run Looney Tunes character does where there's like a dust cloud underneath them and you don't see their legs.
Yeah,
like a Sonic the Hedgehog run.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's more than one moment where characters will just randomly do that, and they just become cartoon characters, and it becomes really slapsticky, and like a lot of the kung fu is, and I'm sure I'm gonna get lambasted for this. I didn't think it was exceptionally good. Like I didn't think it was choreographed in a way that was very interesting, and I think a lot of the CGI
felt very
quite
fake.
frankly, yeah, it looked bad. Like the CGI just didn't look good, and the humor didn't land with me. And so it made the fact that the kung fu wasn't exceptional, except for like there was a couple of fights that were okay, that were like passable at best, but it otherwise just wasn't a very, as far as these kung fu movies can be, for me anyway, very visually interesting. And like even when I watched it in Chinese, I'm like,
the parts where they're fighting, yeah.
But even the fights that they were fighting, the fights were so sluggish and slow to accomplish the effect of looking cartoonish, looking like it was a cartoon.
No, but I'm saying those are usually the parts of these movies that are
the most
interesting.
fun. Yes, they're the most interesting is the fights. The fights, the choreography, or in the case of my next movie, the stunts.
Yeah.
If there is
the talky parts are usually very forgettable.
Yeah, but in this case, it's like a lot of it is like from a Looney Tunes movie, but I didn't. If I wanted to watch a Looney Tunes cartoon, I'd watch a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's just the humor. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if I was from Hong Kong, the humor would have landed with me, but the humor is just not landing with me.
It's a cultural thing for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
exactly. And maybe I don't know. I'm sure you might out there might find it funny. I just didn't think it was that funny, and not funny enough for me to be like, yeah, it just didn't do anything for me. And it's interesting because Stephen Chow's going to come back one more time this week, and this just wasn't it for me. But when I looked into it, this movie's crazy popular and really well received. So this felt like a situation where it's probably me. It's probably me. I'd be comfortable in saying it's probably me.
It has happened before.
It has. It would not be the first time, and it won't be the last.
No, no, it won't.
That's Kung Fu Hustle. Haha.
Okay. So this next one won't take us very long to talk about. It's called High Kick Girl.
Hi, and
And
that girl does kick high.
the plot for this base it's real simple. There's a girl who kicks high. She has a brown belt.
Boy,
She
how does
wants
she
to
kick
get
high?
she wants to get a black belt, and she thinks that she can qualify for it by facing a group of black belt holders, which is why most of what she does in this movie is fight people that have black belts.
That makes sense.
Um,
Yeah, man, she was cracking some fucking skulls in the clips I saw.
yeah, I showed
Holy
Justin some
shit.
clips from it, and I mean, from what I understand, because I seem to remember at the beginning of the movie or at the end of the movie, it says something about how or that's what it is. You see the behind the scenes or whatever, where you see them doing it, and like most of what you're seeing them do is like real. She's actually kicking them in the head.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, she kicks a guy in the head and he collapses like a sack of potatoes. Like, oh
Um,
boy, oh man, that is a solid
so
crack. That sounds like that fucking
it's
hurt.
one of those things where this movie knows that that's why you're here to see it, and so it will not only show you that, but then in the movie it does like an instant replay
Yep.
in slow
It shows it you
motion.
once and it shows you two more times just for good measure. Like this movie would be
Like
15
it,
minutes shorter if you didn't do 3 slow mo. But that slow mo replay is satisfying as fuck.
it absolutely is. But like, yeah, this is a movie where it knows why it's like why you're
Absolutely.
here, and the plot is like razor
And then
thin.
also just from what I saw, the fight sequences like again they're clean, they're easy to see. The number one thing is like in a good kung fu movie, there's no shakes, there's no cuts, there's no like hiding it and having the camera be shaky. There's none of that. There's clear and there's crisp, and the choreography is good.
Yeah, and so if you're here to watch people get
I was gonna say
kicked
about
in the
Kung Fu
head,
Hustle. I was gonna say I've seen better kung fu in a Kamen Rider show.
interesting. But yeah, no, this is fine for what it is, and there's not necessarily a lot of. I don't want to say there's not a lot of substance, but you know what I mean.
There's all the substances in the fighting, and
Yeah,
there's
the
a lot of
the
solid
fighting had a
fighting,
lot of substance there, but
right?
not necessarily in the plot.
Back to you, Dave.
Back to you, Bob.
There's no Bob.
What, Bob?
I don't know why
Can
we.
you can you hear me, Bob?
Oh God, Bob, Bob,
Bob,
Bob.
Bob,
He had a family.
Bob.
He had a family. Bob, come back to his Bob. Bob, Jordan, there was no Bob.
He's gone.
Jordan, there's no Bob.
Bob's gone.
There's no Bob. Why are we
There's a
doing this?
Bob
That was
in
a lie.
here.
We lied, Jordan.
There was a Bob in
We lied to
here.
the audience. There's no Bob.
In here, there
Here.
was.
Jordan, next movie. Next thing. Moving right along. Jordan, this week might actually be
Moving
under 3
right
hours.
along.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx
Well,
it.
see, that's the beautiful thing, Justin, is once you get right down to it, is most of these fighting movies, I remember jack shit about the plot, and I'm mostly going to be talking about the fights.
I mean, that's all you give a shit. No one gives a shit about the story. No one cares about the story. Speaking of story, that's a good segue. Good segue, Jordan. Good job. Nice segue.
Oh yeah!
Segues are weird. Jordan, this next movie is called Police Story. And this
Is
movie
it a story about the police?
it is the story of the police. This is a Jackie Chan movie where he's a cop, and it's honestly it's the most basic Jackie Chan movie plot you can have. He's a cop. There's a girl. He's charged with protecting the girl. Him and the girl don't get along. He does a series of highfalutin stunts and fights, and it is
And
awesome.
there's a criminal who wants to rob from the girl,
From the girl.
or kill the girl,
Kill the girl
or,
because she has
or
to
recruit
testify.
the girl.
There's a couple of things that were interesting about this. We'll get those out of the way. There's a big portion of the big plot of this is she is the witness is in an important trial. She is a witness in an important trial. And he also has to testify in this trial. Now, I think I realized when I was watching this is I don't really understand how the Chinese legal system works. I don't know if this was in any way inspired or influenced or impacted by American culturalism. So I don't know if the presentation of Chinese court proceedings in this is accurate and true, or Jackie Chan made a Hollywood movie and this is trying to appear like an American Hollywood movie. I don't know. If someone could tell me, that would be great. Because I don't know. Because there's a really quite a long scene where they do a trial, and it's what you would understand a trial to look like. It's got a judge. There's two lawyers. It looks like an American courtroom scene. But what's interesting about it is they're dressed like it. The presentation of it looks like a Canadian legal proceeding. So like they've got powdered wigs, they've got robes. They're not wearing. It doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was it. But there's still there's a lawyer. He's arguing a case, and it's being presented to a judge. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I guess their legal system and its construction must be vaguely similar to like legal systems of judge, jury, trial must be fairly consistent across the globe. Then is what that tells me. Or Jackie, because this was directed by Jackie Chan, directed and written by Jackie Chan. So I don't know his career well enough to know if he had made any American movies or how inoculated by American culture he had been at that point. So maybe that is an American.
Inoculated.
Yes, inoculated. So I don't know. Inundated, if you prefer, with American culture. So I don't know if the American legal system, if that's meant to represent them. This movie is insane. This movie is directed by Jackie Chan, and it is Jackie Chan at his most unhinged. The stunts in this movie are like dangerous. Like there's so many stunts in this where you're like, holy shit. And, like you're like, oh, maybe this is wired up. And then the end of the movie, it has an outtake reel of them doing all the stunts, and you see all the people getting carried out in stretchers on stretchers. Like there's one stunt where the guy gets thrown off of an escalator onto a table, and you see in the outtake reel, you see Jackie Chan showing what he wants him to do. He's like, okay, you fall, and then Jackie Chan is like, and you fling your arms, and then the next shot is the guy flailing his arms as he falls and hits this solid cabinet just solidly. Apparently this movie holds the record for the most sugar glass ever broken in the production of a movie.
Interesting. Very interesting.
You know what sugar glass is?
Yeah, it's what they eat on Breaking Bad.
It's the fake glass you use. You know, like in movies when you see people crash through windows and shit. That's the sugar glass is what they use to achieve that, so you don't get cut by real glass. They obviously don't use real glass, but the final climax is in a mall, and it's just Jackie Chan tossing people into windows and like smashing them into windows. One of the shots in the credits is the woman getting tossed through a glass cabinet and just landing in the glass cabinet, just completely solid. One of the stunts is Jackie Chan is holding off of a bus, no wires, no harness, no safety equipment, is holding on a bus by an umbrella. And the only safety thought that they had was they had to switch from a wood umbrella to a metal umbrella because the wood umbrella was too slippery. So he couldn't hold on properly. But it's him holding onto this umbrella as he flings across the bus, and people like burst out of the bus's windows, and it's people landing on solid surfaces. There's one point where he flips a guy and he lands on concrete, and you hear in the sound design this guy's head go bonk and hit the concrete and him go wham. It is brutal.
That doesn't sound legal.
It doesn't. I mean, it's China in the 1980s. I'm sure it was completely legal, but it certainly doesn't look safe. Like, this looks so dangerous. It's wild. It's like the fact that Jackie Chan is one of those people where, like, we talked about Jackass yesterday, but like, I'm surprised that man's alive with the punishment he's put his body through. The fact that he's in as good a shape as he is a testament to his absolute skill as a performer. Incredible. The plot doesn't matter. The plot doesn't matter, but the stunts are insane. This is on YouTube for free in Chinese. If you're a Jackie Chan fan, like put up with the Chinese. It's an absolute worthwhile watch. It is insanity. It is insanity. Really good. Really good. That's Police Story. We're coming. We're definitely gonna be coming back to this unhinged franchise. Let me tell you.
Sorry. I was grooving out. So,
I'm
all
going
right,
out, man.
next one, has two names. In the United, oh, interesting. Huh. Originally, it was released in the United States as Slaughter in San Francisco, but then it was also released as Yellow-Faced Tiger. Um,
El Tigre?
what?
El Tigre?
I don't know what you're saying.
El Tigre.
I don't know what that means. The production company is Low Way Motion Picture Company,
I understand.
distributed by Golden Harvest, not whatever it was you were saying.
El Tigre.
Um,
El Tigre. Yeah, Golden Harvest did a lot of distribution of these movies. At least one of mine. I think the Jackie Chan one was distributed by Golden Harvest.
um,
They're the company that did the Turtle movies, I believe. If I'm not
but
mistaken.
this is the only one of the only films where Chuck Norris is the bad guy.
It's not the
Um,
only one. He did a Bruce Lee movie where
I said it's one of the only ones.
he did a Bruce Lee movie where he was the bad guy.
It's one of the only ones that was one of its big selling points.
Chris,
Especially at this point, I think he hadn't been the villain. Was supposed to be the point. Anyways, he's like a drug man leader,
he's the drug man.
drug kingpin, I guess would be the term, in San Francisco, and like he owns the police, and then the young kid who's played by someone I don't know, like probably Don Wong Tuo.
Wong Chao.
He's the officer Don Wong, Yellow-Faced Tiger.
I don't think you can
But
say
the
that.
thing that what
I don't think you can call him yellow faced.
I said, Yellow-Faced Tiger. He's a tiger
Oh,
that has a yellow face.
oh, oh! It's awkward.
Only for you. And thing that makes Chuck Norris's character weird. So the big weird thing for me, and knowing that it was originally released in the United States,
Does he have a beard?
uh, Chuck Norris, I think he has a goatee.
Oh, it's not right. Chuck Norris should have a beard.
I think. I don't know. I don't specifically remember off the top of my head. Um, but knowing that it was originally released in the United States makes me wonder if there is an English version because the version that I watched was in Cantonese. Um, and so there were parts where like Chuck Norris is talking and his lips don't match what he's saying, but it and I don't know Chuck Norris well enough to know if it was actually his voice, or if it was someone dubbing over him. But yeah, it was weird because it was a thing which takes place in San Francisco, and yet they're all like dubbed over.
That is weird. That was very distracting to me.
And it was like it didn't look like their lips matched up.
The lips were moving, and it was like Cantonese,
Yeah, but they're in San
but they're
Francisco.
in San Francisco, not in China,
Yeah,
where they speak
so
Cantonese.
it's weird. So yeah, there's a whole,
How is the kung
con
fu?
con confrontation between the main character and
Who's
the
the main
Chuck
character?
Norris character. I already told you. He's like Don Juan whatever.
So it's not Bruce Lee.
No,
Oh,
he's Don Juan Tao,
oh, I understand.
who is Officer Don Wong.
Don Wong. Oh, right. We did the Don Wong. That makes sense. Yeah.
And then I said he's
How
otherwise
is
known
the
as
kung
the yellow
fu?
faced high cheesy.
Is everyone kung fu fighting?
Like in the Mortal Kombat 2 how they have that whole scene where we're seeing the trailer for one of Johnny Cage's movies
Yes, I
and
know.
it looks really cheesy. This is what that is making fun of.
See that? It's
His movies like this.
that's why I like Bruce Lee movies because Bruce Lee always had the decency to make his shit look real and believable. That's why I also like
At
Jackie
least
Chan.
to
Jackie Chan
me,
looks real.
maybe because this came out in 1974, like to me, this looks hokey.
Fair enough. Fair
Um, but I don't think necessarily the intent, like the intent is to look hokey.
Respect
But
the intent.
I think it looks hokey. But it was fine.
It's
It was
fine.
probably one of the weaker ones, but you know, it's fine.
It's fine.
See, that's I'm gonna call it by the name that I chose it as, which is that's Slaughter in San Francisco.
Hey, Francisco. Okay, George. Let me ask you a
Justin,
question. Karate Kid
what is it good for?
Part 2? Maybe? Karate Kid Part 2, Jordan. You're the best around.
Yes, it is a movie.
Have you seen Karate Kid Part 2?
I don't think so. I'm almost like 70% sure that I haven't.
Very good. Sorry. Well, Jordan, you're probably wondering what Karate Kid Part 2 is about. Probably like, what's the plot to Karate Kid Part 2? Unless you know what the plot. Karate Kid Part 2, Jordan.
Well, I mean, if the show has taught me anything, he goes to Japan, gets really angry, and is tricked into joining Cobra Kai.
No, that's just you've mashed the plots of Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. You've mashed the plots of Karate Kid Part 2 and 3 together. You're right, and then you fell off the cliff really pretty immediately. You were like oh no, the him getting angry and joining Cobra Kai. That's Part 3. You were correct about him going to Okinawa. Initially, this movie's really quite slow, quite slow. It's just kind of starting to pick up by the time it's already kind of mostly over. It's kind of strange, but initially, it opens up immediately after the first one. So it immediately opens with Daniel has just won the All Valley. His leg has been destroyed, and Kreese chokes out Johnny and destroys the trophy, and Miyagi beats him up. That happens, and then it's just kind of Daniel and Miyagi hanging out for a bit, and Daniel's mom is going somewhere for the summer and wants Danny to go with her. Danny doesn't want to go with her, so Miyagi gives him the opportunity to stay with him, but then Miyagi finds out that his dad is dying, so they go to Okinawa, and that's where they run into my favorite character from Cobra Kai, Chozen.
Yeah, he's fun.
Who is kind of the bad guy of this. So the big thing of this is Miyagi has a former relationship with a woman who is engaged to her best friend, and the best friend challenged Miyagi to a fight, and Miyagi ran away and ran to America, and so he returns, and this best friend wants to fight him basically, and his nephew is Chozen. So Chozen is basically like the thug of the main bad guy, I guess. And unlike Johnny, where arguably Daniel does kind of instigate the conflict with Johnny a little bit, arguably, he doesn't really do anything to Chozen, but Chozen constantly is trying to get under his skin. And I won't lie to you, I've never seen this before, to my knowledge. So it was strange going from seeing him as a reasonable, well-adjusted, thinks shit out adult to being a younger gentleman who is impulsive and has all the restraint of someone
the brashness of a young man.
Like there's a bit at the end where he like kidnaps the girl who Daniel has been hanging out with and attempts to hold her hostage. But Daniel doesn't really cause any. There's never a moment in this where he really instigates any conflict. If anything, he tries to like resolve it by being like, "Whoa, man, cool it. We don't need to do whatever."
Conflict resolution.
We don't really have to do this. I'm sorry. There's been some form of misunderstanding, and Chosen's like borderline psycho. Like, hey, man, let's do this. Let's do this fucking fight, brah. Let's fight, brah.
That seems pretty on brand for his character. He's still like that.
Yeah, but like more hot-headed less.
Yeah, sure, he's cooled with age. I'm just saying he still is like that. He
Oh
goes around
yeah,
to like a
yeah.
tsunai or
He
whatever.
has a really great character arc, and it's really interesting to see where it begins, knowing where it ends. And yeah, he does change a lot from when he's younger to when he's older. It's otherwise okay. It's nothing really exceptional. There's a lot of it bending over backwards with itself to be a Karate Kid movie. Like there's moments where it tries to have like Mr. Miyagi train Daniel because that's what's popular from the first one, while also trying to have um, while also trying to be have its own identity, which is why I think the next one goes back to being about a karate tournament. It definitely made me interested in the third one. I'm interested to see where Silver begins, where he starts off from. But
Considering
it's
how he's a bug that refuses to be stamped
right,
out.
right. It's like yeah, it's a Karate Kid movie. It's not a bad time. They're never a bad time. I don't know. Maybe one of the later ones that doesn't involve Ralph Macchio. It's maybe that one, the one that has Hilary Swank. Maybe
Well, I
that
mean,
one's
the
really
one that we
bad.
watched in theater was really bad, so
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't know. It wasn't really bad, but no, it was bad. It wasn't great.
fairly bad. Would
Yeah,
you prefer?
reasonably bad,
Pretty
pretty
bad,
bad. Yeah. Um,
largely bad.
yeah, this was okay. I'm like I say, I'm excited and excited is not the right. I'm interested in watching part three. See where this ends, where this journey ends. That is Karate Kid Part 2.
Okay,
Karate Kid Part 2.
so like I said, a lot of mine were very forgettable. This is another one of those. This one's called a Karate Christmas Miracle. It's pretty much exactly what you think it is. Boy and wife's father was killed in a horrible gun tragedy. And
Oh
um,
no.
boy makes a wish that his dad. No, don't presume that you understand where this madness will lead. Um, the boy
He doesn't wish for his
makes a
dad to come back to
wish.
life.
No, he does, but hold on. Because you probably expect him to learn the lesson that such wishes sometimes don't come true. Um,
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I thought it was
um,
going.
so yeah, the whole thing, it was a little, boring. So I didn't really fully pay attention. I found that happen a lot this week, but hey, at least this one was in English.
Right?
Um, but so yeah, boy is saying basically like I need to. Dad was trying to train me karate, and so I have to learn karate by Christmas and do a bunch of good things. Because Dad used to do that, where it was like if I do a bunch of good things or good chores or something like that, then I get to get one present on Christmas. And so like basically like the voices were telling him that he needs to do that and then he'd get his dad back. And there's this whole like subplot where he goes into a dream and he's talking to these people in the dream. It's really weird and kind of hard to. I was probably you need to be in the right headspace to tackle things like this. Um, and so then the long and short of it, spoiler, his wish comes true and dad comes back to life.
Oh.
It's a
Oh,
Christmas movie, Justin. Did you think he was gonna stay dead?
a little bit, yeah. I mean, it just seems like maybe the lesson should be that we don't always get the things that we wish for, and we should have proper expectations
Nope.
for
The lesson that
Christmas.
this movie wants to teach you, Justin, is if you do a
Magic
rigorous,
works.
if you do a rigorous like Hercule style penance of doing different chores and stuff and challenges, then you too can resurrect your dead parent.
Magic
Magic for the
works.
masses.
Magic works,
I'm
Jordan.
obviously oversimplifying it. There's more to it, but that's a general idea.
That is the general idea. All right.
And I'm pretty sure that was my last rapid fire,
I understand. I understand.
which
Jordan,
makes me just go like, man, how did that happen? Mine must have been really rapid. I
right?
don't even remember talking about half of them.
Right? I do.
Heyo.
I do. I'm talking about mine.
No, yeah, it's because yours take an eternity and mine are rapid fires.
Jordan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja
Teenage
Turtles.
Mutant
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Hero
Turtles.
Turtles. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Teenage Mutant Heroes Turtles.
Ninjas in a
Heroes
half
in a
shell.
half shell. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Fucking suck. No, this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Mutant Mayhem. The Mayhem. Mutant
I,
Mayhem.
I remember liking that movie.
No, I'm being harsh. I actually do like this movie. I do and I don't.
It was a
It's
little
hit
Gen
and
Z at
miss.
points, but like there's definitely stuff
It
to
is
like.
definitely Gen Z
Like
Turtles.
I definitely felt
Absolutely.
like like I was watching 13-year-old kids, and
Absolutely.
so like
There's a
I
lot
felt
of there's a lot of
old.
TikTok, fucking Fortnite, Reddit humor and Reddit fucking jokes and like millennial slang, not millennial slang, Gen Z slang, where it made me irrationally angry because I'm old. But there's also times where I'm like, that's a millennial joke. Like there's a bit later on in the movie where they're driving around in a car and they're singing "What's Up" by Four Blondes, and then the scene transitions into like a chase sequence or whatever, and then the needle drop turns from being "What's Up" from Four Blondes to the "Hey yeah 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 hey He-Man" song from the internet, and I was like, are these? I wonder if these are credited with two different credits. And I went into the fucking ending credits, and sure enough, it is. It is credited as two different credits. The "Hey Ya Ya Ya" version is credited as its own song, which I thought was really funny. Um, but yeah, it's just it's the first time I think I read that they've had the boys who are playing. It's the first time the turtles have been actually played by teenagers. I will say, yeah, it's the first time where they like feel the teenage part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for better or for worse. There's so much slang that I don't like this or know what it means, and it
Yeah,
makes me
my thing
cringe.
that from what I remember watching this movie is um you're right. Usually when we think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you think older teen.
Yeah,
And my problem with this movie was that it was like it didn't feel like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It felt like preteen
right.
Teenage Mutant
It
Ninja
it
Turtles.
does. It feels like it's a prequel to a better movie. Like it's the kind of movie that
Yeah.
makes you go, man, I can't wait to see where this goes. And
I can't
that's
wait to watch these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when they're like 3 to 4 years older and they're like
right.
16, 17,
I'm
15,
I'm pretty excited for like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
18.
Mayhem 3, where they're like, yeah, 15 or 16 as opposed to 13. Um, yeah, and it's like,
No, by the third one, Justin, they'll be like 16 or 17.
um, yeah, it's and to be fair, I've heard there's a show that's based on this. I've seen clips from that looks good and does it. I'm a little nervous that they're making the second one, and it's going to be a case of all of the character development happened off screen. I'm really nervous about that, and it's going to be like, you have to watch the show in order to appreciate the blah blah blah. Art style is incredible. I love the art style. I love how this movie looks. I love how it's that mesh, like that Spider Verse that looks like a comic. All the background animations look like a painting. It looks like they've been painted in. It looks pretty. Um, yeah, me and Seth Rogen share a sense of humor. So like a lot of it does that person commenting on rant or like, oh, that's really the opposite of what's happening. That's not like that's not gonna help. If anything, that's the opposite of helping. That kind of style of humor where you point out the joke, and
Absurdist.
yeah, and you point out how the moment you're in is absurd, and you draw attention to it. That Seth Rogen is known for. Don't stop it! You're just making them hotter. Is an example of one of those. That style of humor just works for me. So a lot of the jokes, like a lot of April O'Neil being like there's a bit where it's just like you could tell that they're recording together, and it's just this really extra long bit of the turtles all improvising on just weird random wordplay. And April's like, that's not making you cooler. If anything, it's having the opposite effect. Like that shit's funny. That makes me laugh. And like a lot of the fights and a lot of the action, it just looks good. There's a couple of things story wise that don't do it for me. Like I think that the twist should have been that Baxter Stockman is Superfly. I think separating the Fly character from Baxter Stockman is unnecessary. It just is an unnecessary addition. You can even go so far as to make it so Baxter Stockman has like amnesia or something, that he forgot he
Or
was
like
Baxter
split
Stockman
personality or something.
or something.
That Jekyll Hyde.
Yeah, because like him being a separate character doesn't add anything.
Like, during the
Um,
day he's Baxter Stockman, and then like at night
he's
he goes through a
Superfly.
Jekyll Hyde situation where he turns into Superfly.
He's
It
Superfly.
works.
What else? Yeah, I'm excited to see where this franchise goes. I was gonna watch some of the episodes of the show and I ran out of time, but I would like to check that out one day. Was there anything else I had on Mutant Mayhem? I don't love what they did with Bebop and Rocksteady. I didn't really care for the collective cast of mutants. I get that they're a thing from the show and from the toys, but they don't really add anything. And like, yeah, doing Bebop and Rocksteady, and they all live with Splinter. Oh, I don't like the fact that they learn kung fu from the internet. I hate that. I hate the fact that they've reduced Splinter to like a one note joke. It doesn't really do it for me. I like Jackie Chan. I love Jackie Chan. I don't like his Splinter.
I mean, to be fair, in terms of them learning it from the internet thing, that's just the modern day version of they learned it from a book.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it that he's not related to Yamato Yoshi. That I'm like, um, I did like the fact that at the end they call them the Hero Turtles because they're not technically ninjas, and I like that. I like that touch. That was clever. I think
I understand.
I think
I
that's it.
understand.
That's TMNT, the mutant, the mayhem. Rock me like a hurricane.
So then I
Here I
guess we'll
am.
move on to
Rock me like a hurricane.
your party plata. Um,
I have the party platter.
we're gonna move on to my first half scene. First half scene was actually something that I had to watch before this Saturday because the Saturday we watched the sequel to it. I watched the first Mortal Kombat, the 2021 version.
That's right. There is no
Uh,
sense of order. It's all chaos. There's
it
no
is
order.
all chaos. So in this version, you got the bad guys, which have like Sub-Zero, I guess, as their team captain.
Yeah.
And they work for Wu Fong or whatever. Um,
Not Shang
Shang
Tsung.
Tsung or whatever.
Shang Tsung. Yeah, there it is.
Um, and then you got the good side people who have Raiden as the team captain, and
An
they're like,
expendable
"Hey
character.
guys, so we have to come together and defeat the other Outworlders, or they're gonna destroy your world as you
You,
know it."
you all have a
Um,
tattoo.
and
That's
so
why you have superpowers.
main protagonist who is stand-in Johnny Cage, who is also a failed martial arts teacher, loser person, is like, okay, here's the plan. And then they do the plan, they execute the plan, they win the plan, they go home to their mothers.
The movie exists purely to explain why characters in that universe has superpowers. That's it. That's
I
all it exists to do.
I
There's
mean
no other
I
purpose.
explained everything they needed to know, Justin. I
There's
said it all.
no other purpose to it beyond being like the reason why Kano can shoot laser beams and do the special moves from the game is because he's got a mystical dragon tattoo. Again, a fact that they don't remotely mention in the second movie because they know nobody watched this. Look. This is a bad movie with redeemable qualities. It doesn't do any of the weird shit that would make a Mortal Kombat movie
I
interesting.
mean,
That's what the
this
second one
movie
is.
really screamed to me Mortal Kombat Apocalypse.
A little bit.
Where it's like it's it's like the old school way of doing video game movies where it's like it's loosely tangentially related,
Yes
um
and no, because
but
like again
but
the
it's
guy
not
who plays
quite it's not quite like the second one where they're doing a tournament.
the
It's Mortal
the
Kombat.
the certain characters are deeply ashamed. This one even more so because even Sub Zero doesn't his costume design is bad, but like
Sub-Zero looks more like how he does in like Mortal Kombat 11,
is yeah it's
where
still
it's like
not
they focus more on the ninja
it's
aspect.
still not very good. But then you've got Shock or what's his face? You've got Chung. I said it earlier too. Fuck me, Hat Guy. Whatever Hat
Oh,
Guy.
Sung Lao.
Kung
Kung
Lao.
Lao?
You
Hung,
have
Hung
Kung Lao,
Lao?
and Kung Lao's costume design is phenomenal. It looks just like the game. He fights just like he does in the game. He has what is easily the best fatality in that movie, where he buzzsaws the bat chick in half. Sick as fuck. Um, the only
This is
get
apparently the third, and it was a reboot, and it's the third installment of the Mortal Kombat film series. So, directed by Simon McQuid.
it's yeah. But and then you've got like Cabal, who is also looks just like he does in the games. But then yeah, the guy who plays Scorpion must have had a condition where he's like, I can't look embarrassing. It can't embarrass me, which is why he doesn't look anything like he does in the games, and his costume looks bad. Like, but also that having been said, he also has the best fights in this movie. Like that opening sequence, that opening fight where he fights Sub-Zero is the best fight in the movie. It's from a completely different movie. You completely forget that you're watching a Mortal Kombat movie when you're watching it, but it is hands down easily the best fight in that movie. It is super good. Like it's just a good fight sequence. It looks pretty. Again, it looks clean. It's easy to follow. The choreography is fun and easy to watch. It's violent. Yeah, it's really good. It's the best fight in that movie.
Apparently, the guy who played Sub-Zero in this first movie revealed he signed on for 4 sequels.
Oh, interesting. Kano's the best character, just like in the second one. He's the best character in the movie. He has all the funniest lines. Like, somebody get me a fucking egg roll. Super good, super funny.
And it made a budget of 55 million, and it had a box office of 84.4 million.
It didn't do well. It didn't do well. This was one of those movies that they released day and date on streaming, so it came out in theaters.
And yet, it did well enough to get a sequel.
Because it did stupid well in China. But this and Godzilla vs. King Kong. It's really remarkable they got sequels because yeah, they released this the same day in theaters as they did on HBO Max, and it's one of the most pirated movies of all time because nobody went to watch it in theaters. And so this is the movie that when people were like, oh. When I say that day and date streaming nearly killed the movie industry, this is one of the movies. This is King Kong vs. Godzilla, is Matrix Revolutions. I think actually Matrix Revolutions might be the most pirated movie of all time. It's one of those movies. That's one of the most pirated movies of all time.
Yeah, well, we can't comment on what is or is not the most of most time.
But like
the important thing though is that this movie is adequate.
It is. It's like, and to be fair, it's not well received. Nobody really likes.
Perfectly adequate.
Like I'm one of the few people that likes this movie. I think it's good. But that having been said,
good is strong. Well, adequate.
Here's the thing. It's bad now. It's made worse by the fact that they made a second movie that's way better and the kind of the definitive live action Mortal Kombat movie in my opinion. So like, this is better. It's a sliding scale. So this is now the second best Mortal Kombat movie because it's better than the first one. It's definitely better than the one I'm going to talk about later, Annihilation. It's better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So like, yeah, it's the second best Mortal Kombat movie now. It used to be the best Mortal Kombat movie.
For a sequel to the second one, yes. A third one.
Yes, I am very excited. So
what characters do you think we'll see, and do you think they'll include Omni-Man?
No, absolutely not. Here's what I will say.
What about Scream?
The Mortal Kombat movies set a low bar, and it's an alright movie. I've always been overly forgiving of it, but like it's definitely the best it could possibly be.
And that's the news.
So this next one, Jordan, unless you have anything else you want to say about Mortal Kombat.
That is it, my friend.
So this is technically cheating because I only
you're not allowed to cheat. You're supposed to set a good example.
I only kind
for the children.
I've only kind of seen this movie. So when I was a child, I was in grade 8. I went to band camp. I was in band camp one time, and on the way home from band camp, they had us watch Shaolin Soccer. As an aside, when I went on that band trip, I'm pretty sure one of the guys in my band class had sex with a grown woman, and like he was in high school. That seemed awesome at the time, but in retrospect, seems problematic.
In retrospect, is a crime.
Sure seems that way. Did a crime happen at band camp?
News at 11.
So yeah, so I know I'd seen parts of this.
It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to bring up unprompted on the internet. But all right, we're gonna skate right past that one.
It happened. It happened.
Yeah, I'm sure it did, but it's a weird thing to bring up unprompted on the internet while we're doing a podcast.
It happened.
So what was your next thing?
It happened, right? So it was on that trip that I watched this movie, Shaolin Soccer, and so I remember watching bits of this, but I don't remember watching it all. Unlike like the truth about cats and dogs, which I do remember, but I know I've seen this. So that's a very long intro of me being like, this wasn't very good, Jordan. So this is another one that's directed by the same guy, Stephen Chow, who did Kung Fu Hustle. And the plot of this is that there is a guy who was a famous soccer star, and his teammate tricks him into betting against their team so they can fix a soccer match. And it ends. The guy's name is the Golden Leg, and he ends up with an injury, where he gets injured, and
What happens when you get an injury? Yes.
he can't do soccer anymore. And
I mean, I think he could. He's just not trying hard enough.
He runs into this guy who wants to show kung fu to everyone, and he feels like everyone could use kung fu in any situation in their lives, and it would make
sounds like a dangerous recipe if Cobra Kai has taught me anything.
It would make their lives better. And so he convinces the Golden Leg to let him join his soccer team, and with the help of his 5 kung fu brothers, they join the soccer team, and they use their kung fu skills to become the ultimate soccer players. And I'm just kind of like, I just don't see, that just doesn't seem transferable. I just don't think that if you're good at kung fu, you're going to be all that good at soccer. They're kind of two completely different sports. The skills don't really seem transferable to me.
I mean, I don't know, but the important thing, Justin, is that madness is like gravity, and all it takes is one quick push.
And so this is
it's relevant to every situation, even the ones that I was definitely paying attention to.
So this is very similar to Kung Fu Hustle, where it's a lot of like the characters are all big cartoon characters. They're all doing like, they're kicking the soccer ball, and the soccer ball is turning into a CGI soccer ball, and it's flying at thousands of miles in an hour, and it's hitting a guy, and it's sending him flying back like he's a character from Dragon Ball Z. And the CGI is horrendous because the movie came out in 2001, and it's from China, so none of the CGI effects.
This movie sounds bad, Justin.
I don't know. Okay, it seemed bad. It felt bad. I didn't think it was.
It sounds bad.
I didn't think it was very funny, and the none of the jokes landed.
What redeeming qualities did it have?
I figure if you're Chinese, it must be funny. But it was in Cantonese. And so none.
You're saying there are no redeeming qualities.
There was a couple.
Then Justin, we're gonna empirically say it right now. It was bad.
There was a couple of points where I laughed. Like there was a couple of absurd moments where I thought it was funny. And
you can laugh at a thing that's bad.
Did I enjoy it more than Kung Fu Hustle? Yes. Did I think it was a better movie than Kung Fu Hustle? Yes. Yeah. But like it was hard. I was having a hard time determining, is this bad, or is it me? Because there's times where
is it bad, or do I have no sense of humor?
Right. Like I'm fully willing to admit that this could be a cultural thing. There's a cultural divide. There's a cultural line that I'm not following, and it's just not doing it for me. And I could be the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. It's possible I'm the problem. I said the same thing during Kung Fu Hustle. Like maybe there's a lost in translation thing. But then I really liked Police Story, and that was fully in Cantonese. The language, it transcended the language barrier. This did not, and the humor just didn't land with me. It wasn't working. I wasn't laughing, and the kung fu wasn't engaging or interesting enough to like carry me through. How the humor wasn't working for me. It was slapsticky and goofy, just kind of to be goofy, and it's just kind of meant to be a hallmark of the genre of comedy it is. And it just wasn't. It's like that's not why I watched these. I watched these for sick choreography and excellent fight sequences. And I had a couple that were okay, but nothing that blew me away or I found all that interesting. That's Shaolin Soccer.
So what you describe is kind of how I feel about Three Ninjas, where it's like I'm watching it for choreography, and this one doesn't really have much in the way of it.
No, yeah, I remember the same thing about the fucking one where they go to the amusement park, where I'm like, these 8-year-olds are bad at this.
This one is ninjas by way of Spy Kids.
Yeah, exactly. Or like
Or Spy Kids by way of ninjas,
they're
but you
not
get what I'm
doing
saying.
anything that's fun or interesting to watch.
But it's just it's more about the fact that it's goofy and zany than it is about anything else.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a kids movie
yeah. I can
in
see the
every sense of the
comparison.
word.
I can see the comparison where it's like it's less about the punching and the kicking and more about the slapstick and the falling over
Yeah,
and like,
the
he fell
goofy.
over. Isn't it funny how he fell
Um,
over?
and so like this one, you've got the three
Fatty fall
boys.
down.
There's the grandpa who's the ninja, and then there's the bad guys, and then some of the bad guys are the bumbling. I mean, they're just like Bill and Ted, really. That's really their whole identity. This even though this came in now out in 1992 or one or something.
Okay.
So so it came out after Bill and Ted, so they might have been based on those
It's
characters
really possible that it was Bill and Ted.
because they were very much that's who they made me think of. Like when the one talked like he talks in that way that Keanu Reeves does when he's doing that server voice
Oh
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
like he talks in like almost the same like intonation and everything. So um what was I saying? Well, I guess what I'm really trying to say is that I hate sauerkraut.
That's all I'm really trying to say.
That's really what all I'm trying to say. No, but this movie's fun. It's very basic.
You're basic.
Like I said,
Why you gotta be so
it's like
basic? Don't be so basic.
it's like watching Spy Kids, but
Yeah,
for ninjas.
but for ninjas.
So
Ninja ga himasu.
that's either gonna work for you or it's not. That's also gonna depend on how annoying you find the kid, and I really only find one of them annoying, then that's the middle child.
I mean, nobody likes the middle child.
He's annoying. But other than that, it's fine. It's a little weird that they're white and their grandpa's Japanese, but their mom is half Japanese, so like they're like a quarter Japanese, I guess. But it's still weird.
Jordan, it makes it okay that feels like somebody would give them the Asian grandpa in the first draft, and then in the second draft, read the first draft and went, "How are we gonna explain this?" And then went through on a second draft and like filled it in the laziest possible way they could.
I could believe that. I could very much believe that.
It has that vibe.
Um, I'm not gonna necessarily say that this movie is like good, but you know, for what it is, it's
For
fine.
what it
It
is,
it
it's
uh
fine. That's fine.
it had a budget of 2.5 million,
And it made a boatload of money because they made at least two
and
more movies.
it made 29 million.
Yeah, exactly. These things are
So
cheap to
like
produce, I guarantee you.
it like what is that? Quadrupled their
Yeah,
money?
yeah. I mean, that's peak 1990s, 1980s, where it's you make a movie at
1990.
yeah, you make a movie on a low budget, and then they make their movie back in triplicate because they're really low budget. They appeal to a mass market of people.
But yeah. I had fun with it. Again, it was kind of just nice to not have to read
I
subtitles.
mean, yeah, fair enough.
In a week where most of what I did was have to read subtitles,
Read a
it
boatload
was
of fucking
nice.
subtitles.
It was nice to not have to read subtitles.
That is nice.
That's
That is a
that's my last half scene.
that is a nice privilege, isn't it, boy?
It was. It was.
Not to
It
have
was.
not to have to read.
I would even go so far as to say twas.
Twas. He would put it off. He would, yes. Jordan, my next thing. So now it's Jordan. Now it's Mortal Kombat all the way, baby. For the rest of this, it's all Mortal Kombat. And this next one is what I would argue is the best Mortal Kombat movie, bar none. Having not seen any of the rest of them. So this is the animated movie Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge. And this is once again a retelling of what I'm guessing is Mortal Kombat 2, the plot of Mortal Kombat 2. But this movie seems to be based more on Mortal Kombat 9, the retelling of Mortal Kombat 9, because the design of Raiden is kind of more similar to his Mortal Kombat, or maybe Mortal Kombat 10, Mortal Kombat X, because his design seems to be more close to that, and the voice actors are from the games, I believe. I could be wrong, but it's the same plot as the Mortal Kombat 2 and to the first movie, which it's called Scorpion's Revenge, but his story is kind of like half the plot. The other half of the plot is it's Raiden and he retrieves Sonya Blade, um, Johnny Cage, and I want to say Liu Kang. And they go to do a Mortal Kombat, same basic setup as the second movie. I know I made fun of Mortal Kombat 2 for being like, for a thing called Mortal Kombat, it's not terribly mortal, is it? You're not a lot of people are allowed to not really to the death. People can just give up. But the reason why I didn't hassle that more is because this the first fight in this is it's Katana versus Johnny Cage, and Katana versus Liu Kang, and Katana concedes and she lives. But the difference in this version, in the fight, it all culminates in them going to the finals where Liu Kang fights Goro, and it's to say it still has Scorpion's original backstory, which is that he thinks the Lin Kuei slaughtered his family, and this was a thing that was revealed in, I want to say, Mortal Kombat 3 or 4, that Quan Chi was actually the one who slaughtered his family. He disguised himself as Scorpion, and he's the one who slaughters his family. But Quan Chi tricks him into joining the Mortal Kombat tournament, and he is the one who kills Goro and saves the day and allows Liu Kang to win Mortal Kombat. And Liu Kang in the first Mortal Kombat tournament doesn't kill Shao Kahn. It implies that that's going to happen in another movie, and they made a bunch more movies. But this movie's really good, like legit really good. It's basically the Mortal Kombat equivalent to one of those DC animated movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the animation is quality. The action is solid. It's standout. It's Mortal Kombat, so it is fucking violent. Like,
sounds about right.
Like, so they're like lopping guys' heads off and decapitating people, and it's bloody. At one point, Scorpion stabs a guy in the brain, and the guy goes cross-eyed. Like,
wow, not just the head,
yeah,
but the brain.
right into the brain. And he's like, I see colors now.
My favorite color is purple.
My favorite color is 7. The action's tight. The pacing, the movie's only an hour and 20, so it barrels through the story at a clip, but it never feels overly fast. I want to watch more of these. I'm probably going to do a sequel in some capacity for this again, but it's bad. I was like, this is because I watched it obviously before I watched Mortal Kombat 2, and I still think Mortal Kombat 2 is fun, but this is a tighter, cleaner, faster version of that, dirtier, more violent. Like, I would say this movie is way more violent than Mortal Kombat 2 is. Mortal Kombat 2 is violent, but this is way more violent, way more gory, way more bloody.
That's because violence is easier for the masses to swallow. Is an easier pill for the masses to swallow when it's in cartoon than it is in live action, because live action hits a little too close to home.
Yeah, you're completely right. But yeah,
it's a cartoon. Cartoon red blood, that's not so bad. Oh God, that's a very real looking man with a very real looking wound. Yeah. That's horrifying.
Yeah,
kind of.
It definitely tells a better version of it than the original movie does. That's for sure. But yeah, I was impressed by this. I was like, oh, this is really fun. Like, this is really good. I'm really digging this. And this, yeah, it was a bit difficult to search out, but totally worth it. Yeah, it's certainly it does sort of lend credence, in my opinion, to your idea that some things just work better in cartoon. Like, I think I'd much rather
I'm just saying,
a really expensive, really pretty, stunningly animated, 2D animated, like anime, like Mortal Kombat movie. I think I'd much rather watch that than another live action one. I just think it would be a better movie and it'd be more fun. Spend the money, spend a few years and make it like really pretty and like really stunning looking. And I just think it would do way better. Would be way better.
I mean, I could get down with that. But yeah, I could absolutely get down with that.
Get down with that sickness?
Get down with that sickness, yo.
That is Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge.
So, okay.
Scorpion's Revenge.
I have 2 have-seens left. Have not scenes left, rather. What do you have left?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Just the one thing?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna propose something wild here. something unprecedented. My next two things are both about the same man, and they're really just two different versions of the same kind of story. Can I merge them into one?
Sure. Why not?
Just because I individually don't have a lot to say about them.
Why
And
not?
so
It's
they're both
unprecedented.
about the same man. Um, so okay, I watched both Ip Man 3,
Today's gonna be short, and
which
that's okay.
which I mean, yeah, I feel like we're due for one of
We're
those.
due for a short
Um,
episode.
Ip Man 3, it was the first thing, which is just it's a continuation. It's like the first two, where it's a biographical martial arts film about Wilson Yip. No, not or it's directed by Wilson Yip, and
Yep, 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 yep.
it's about Ip Man. Um, and um, so I also watched a movie called The Grand Master, which is a different interpretation on proverbial Ip Man.
Yep, 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 yep,
Um,
yep, 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 yep.
so it was weird to see someone because I've now watched three of these movies, and so it was weird to see someone else play what is essentially the same character. But
See why you say that.
um, so in Ip Man,
Yep, yep, yep,
it
yep,
was
yep, 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 yep.
also weird because one of the characters, Frank, who's a corrupt American property developer, uh, he and all slash proficient boxer, is played by Mike Tyson. And so this one is weird
Weird.
because it's funny how we've kind of hit this point in these
Wait, so
movies
you mean Yip
nowadays.
Man versus Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I sent you a clip of it.
Rad.
Um, um, but it's funny how we've hit this point in modern Chinese dramas where um, if they're speaking Chinese, they're speaking Chinese. But if they are a character who is supposed to be speaking English, they're just speaking English. Or like if they're speaking German, they are speaking German. Like the fact that they don't do the thing that they used to do where they blanket dub over everybody
Right?
so that they're all speaking Chinese or all speaking
Yeah.
right? Like so it's very strange to have scenes where Mike Tyson is like he's talking in English and then he'll turn to someone and say something and it's not him being dubbed over, but it's clearly like he's like memorized in the script, which is a little impressive, how to say like simple things that his character would have picked up to be
Simple
able
and
to say. And so like he is actually saying it himself and
simple
there's
and
something
clean. It's the way that you're making me feel.
there's something neat about that. But yeah, so this one basically uh, Ip Man's one of his fellow students or whatever from the teacher at one point shows up and challenges him to a fight for the right to like because Ip Man
Fight?
is like severely changed the lessons that their master would have taught and there's that whole conflict and then meanwhile Ip Man
You gotta fight for your right to party?
is trying to find the balance between his dojo life and his home life. And he's got an older son who I think was going away to college, and then there's a younger son.
And
Because
he's like, I don't want to do kung fu, Dad.
this takes place in like 1959 or something like that. So, it's significantly into his life. Oh, also at the beginning of the movie, Bruce Lee is there asking Ip Man to train him, and Ip Man like opens the door as if like the implication is no, I'm not going to train you. So I think there's like one more of these, Ip Man 4, or
Now
there's
I
two
have to
more.
train Bruce Lee.
And so I'm like, surely in one of these there has to be a point where he finally accepts him because he does. Like in real life, he trains Bruce Lee. So like there's
He does.
clearly got to be a point in these movies where he finally is like, okay,
Okay,
you're
Bruce
finally
Lee.
ready to be taught.
You're finally ready to
Um,
become Bruce Lee.
um, and so I don't remember how it ends. He does a whole bunch of big fights. Um, and
He does a ton of karate.
yeah, he does. I think it's technically kung fu, but he does a bunch
It
of
is
fighting,
technically
and the
it
fights
is technically kung fu.
The fights are dope. Like in all of these movies, the best part, like yeah, I've shown you some of the choreography
Yeah,
from
it's
some of
dope.
the other ones, and it's dope. It's never not dope. They're awesome at it, and it's the best part.
It's always
And
dope.
like even if I haven't been paying attention to like any of the talky bits that have been
No one
going
gives a
on,
fuck about the story.
because by this
It's
point it's
not why you're
Friday,
here.
and my brain is fried from all the week-long subtitles. Like it gets to the fighting point, and I put my phone down, and I am enraptured in it. I am
Right?
in like
No one
10 out
gives a
of
fuck
10,
about the story.
which
You're here to watch
which
him punch guys in the face.
which then moves us into the Grand Master, which, like I said, it is an
No one
adaptation
gives a
of the
fuck about your feelings.
it is an adaptation of the story of Ip Man, but it seems to be from what I understood, we're seeing Ip Man and like different points of his life are flashing before his eyes,
From the
kind of
perspective
scenario.
of his golden terrier?
No,
Oh. His
and
mouse
so
named Dave?
and so um.
His cat? Cherry?
Shh, you're distracting me. I didn't interrupt you. Um, so yeah, what makes this one different is it kind of seems to bounce around his life more, a little bit more. So whereas the three Ip Men kind of focused on different periods of his life, this is kind of more of an overarching one. So like the movie starts with him and he's still like a kid, like 7 years old, and then it cuts to a point where he's training under the master. Then it cuts to a point where he's fighting under what I think is the different master. I think is the teacher from the third one, who is a woman. Because there's a
I
point
understand.
where he's fighting a woman, but it's weird. It was hard for me because I'm so used to seeing Ip Man be played by that other actor that I kept losing track of who Ip Man was supposed to be in this movie.
I think
Um,
Ip Man is Donnie Yen. I'm pretty sure that's the actor who plays him.
yeah, I don't, okay, whoever that is.
He's an actor named Donnie Yen.
Yeah, one who I don't know, and so that means nothing to me. Um, Tawny Leung Chu Y.
Oh,
Cuy.
I thought it was Donnie.
Cuy.
I thought it was Donnie Yen.
Chiuwai.
Now I need to Google.
Tony Leung Chiuwai. He is Ip Man. Ye Wen, who is the disciple of Chan Hua Sun and a grandmaster of the Foshan
Sorry, not Donnie
Wing
Yen.
Chun
Donnie
martial
Yen.
arts style.
Donnie Yen. He plays Ip Man.
Yeah, no, that's not who he's played by.
No, I mean in the Ip Man movies. In the Ip Man
Oh,
movies,
sure, but
he's
I'm talking about the Grandmaster
he's
now.
played by Donnie Yen.
Right, but that's not what I'm talking. Anyway, so
Oh, apparently he's in John Wick.
the point when I absolutely knew that like who Ip Man was during, like, there was no confusion for me during the fight scenes because he fought, and it was very interesting to watch because like in terms of like the movies, they fight the same because they're obviously supposed to be the same person,
Yeah.
right? So like in terms of like how the fighting choreography works and the way that he fights, like he doesn't look at me. He does like a lot of like you've seen the one from the other, like from the Ip Man
Yes.
movies,
He's
and
crazy.
in this movie, he still looks like Ip Man when he's fighting, and so it's like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Trying to see if
Um,
there's anything that
and
Donnie Yen was in that I recognize.
yeah, that's where I don't
No.
it, I don't really remember most of the specific details of what's going on in the story because I don't care.
No. No,
It's the
it's not.
dope ass fighting
It's
that
not
I want to
really.
see.
It's not really the point. The point is I want to see
And
guys punching other guys.
the dope ass fighting was pretty dope.
It
So
was
it
dope.
had a office of I don't know what the type of dollar is, but it's 240 million of whatever their dollar yen they have,
Yen.
I think.
Yen.
Um, or if you prefer, 38.6 million.
That's a lot of
And
million.
then its box office was
36 milli?
64.1 million.
That's a lot of milli.
I think this one was nominated for like 12. It was nominated for a bunch of different awards, and then it broke 12 awards in the 33rd Hong Kong Film Awards.
That's a lot of awards.
It received
Oh,
No, Zhang Yi received an unprecedented 12 Best Actress awards for her performance.
Nice.
There was something else too. Oh yeah, it was uh it was selected as the Hong Kong entry for the Best Foreign Language Film at the 86th Academy Awards.
Cool.
It was also nominated for Best Cinematography and Best Costume Design.
Cool.
So now you know some things about both movies that have to do with Ip Man, and maybe there are more movies that have to do with Ip Man.
I mean, he's a very famous
Maybe
guy.
it'll become my life goal to watch every single movie that is based around Ip Man.
I
Who can
want to
say?
be the Ip Man.
Who
His
can say?
name's Ip Man.
The question is, Justin, I guess, if we ever do Kung Fu stuff again, will you ever watch Ip Man?
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will
Time
tell.
and you will tell.
And that time is not now. I'm not
My
ready.
time is done.
I'm
My
not ready
time
to
is
announce
past. So now, Justin, it is time for you to tell us about the final
The
Mortal
final
Kombat
thing
movie.
of the week. It's time, Jordan. It's time to wrap this thing up early. It's time to go home early for once.
So chop chop, get to it, boy.
So we can get out of here early, Jordan. We never get out of here this early anymore. It's a short week. I'm okay with that.
This was a nice, quiet week.
No, it was a nice, easy week. There wasn't a lot to examine and pull apart. The kung fu looks good or it looks bad.
It was just a lot of ass kicking.
Speaking of
and
looking
sometimes
bad,
there was some even kick assing.
there is some kick assing. Speaking of bad, Jordan, objectively the worst Mortal Kombat movie and easily one of the worst movies of all time. Mortal Kombat.
Harsh.
Mortal Kombat. I'm forgetting the
Apocalypse.
Not Apocalypse. Annihilation. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Jordan, have you seen Mortal Kombat?
I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking of.
It is the one you're thinking of. Have you seen?
It's the one from like the 90s.
Jordan, have you seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I have.
Jordan, there's two live action Mortal Kombat movies from the 80s. There's Mortal Kombat, the first one, which is just called Mortal Kombat. And that's the one that has Goro in it. This is Mortal Kombat.
That might be the one I'm thinking of then.
That's probably the one you're thinking of. This is its sequel, an infinitely worse movie. This takes place immediately after the events of that first one, which I realized as I was watching this I've never seen. At least I don't think I have. And immediately at the events of the first movie, Shao Kahn shows up and is able to, despite the fact that they have just, as multiple characters throughout the movie point out, is capable of invading Earthrealm, even though they won Mortal Kombat and he should not be allowed to. He's just allowed to. And there's a bit at the beginning where he has announced his arrival as a bunch of his, as they put it, generals all line up and all do their fighting sequence, like player select animation cycle. So like it has and they all look bad. They're all in horrible costumes. There's one guy who they don't even give him a name. He's just a red ninja. There's a point where Sonya Blade fights him at the end of the movie, and she doesn't even give him a name. He's like, I'll fight you, such and such. And another character's like, I'll fight you, such and such. And then she's like, I'll fight you.
You made the right choice. You wear the red outfit because you know you're gonna die.
Dave, I'll fight you. You don't know my name, do you? I know your name. You're
Red Mist.
Red guy. You're Red guy. You don't know my name. I know your name.
You're Red Mist. Red Splatter.
There's the one
character. Red Ketchup Stain. You're Ketchup Stain.
You're a red guy who's dead. It's funny because a lot of this borrows a lot of similar plot elements from it involves the amulet of Chinook and making Shao Kahn super powerful. Except for in this version, Chinook is now Shao Kahn's dad, and Shao Kahn and Big Twist.
Does he call him daddy?
He calls him father. But
daddy.
Big Twist, Jordan. Big Twist.
Give me your magic, daddy.
Big Twist, Jordan. In this, Shao Kahn and Raiden are brothers.
No. No, they're not.
I mean, they are. Yeah.
No.
That's a plot.
No.
All of the costume designs look bad. There's the one, I don't remember what her character's name is, but she's the centaur girl. She's in this, and no, sorry, it's a guy, centaur guy,
Yeah, I
and
was gonna say there's the centaur one.
yeah, his
Goro?
no,
Not
not
Goro.
Goro, but his makeup looks bad, his costume looks bad. There's girl Goro, where she has two incredibly and hysterically fake looking um
Breasts?
second pair of arms.
Oh.
Instead of being unlike the first one where Goro's a puppet or a stop motion character, she's a woman in a costume and the costume looks bad. Um, who else? Who else is going to be made fun of? Oh, Jax shows up in this as a character.
Motaro.
Motaro, that was it. He looks horrible. Jax shows up in this, and his robot arms are not robot arms. Like, you know how in the new movie he has robot arms because his arms get ripped off. Well,
You
in
know,
this,
speaking of Motaro, it's interesting to me that he's not come, I don't think he's ever been in the games again.
not any of the modern games, but that's because he's too hard to. He's easy to do in 2D on a 2D plane, but he's
Yeah,
too
but like
hard to do.
how do you do him in
Pretty much,
3D?
especially in the newer versions of that game, it's just not possible. Although maybe I don't know, who knows? Maybe Mortal Kombat 2 will bring him back. Um,
Maybe.
it has yeah, Jax is in it, and he's got metal arms, not robot arms, but metal arms, because he still has his regular arms, but because they couldn't figure out how to do him having no arms, and also these movies are for some reason PG-13, even though Mortal
Oh
Kombat's
no,
in
that's a horrible choice.
the first one, the first live action one, I believe is also PG-13. I think both
Yeah,
of
I
those movies
know.
are
That's why these movies are bad. The
yeah.
Mortal Kombat. They gotta
They're
be like
not bloody. No, there's no
R.
violence. The closest thing you get to violence is early on. Shao Kahn snaps Johnny Cage's neck and kills him pretty early on, like almost immediately. So then they replace him with Jax, who has his arms and just has metal arms but not robot arms, and he's sassy. He has all the sass that Johnny Cage is supposed to
Yeah, I
have,
see.
and all the acting is bad. It's all bad across the board. It's stiff as a board. It's not. It's like every the huge chunk of the plot is contingent on Sindel being brought back to life, and like she's the connection that connects the portal, the Earth realm and the Outworld, and that she's why they can invade Earth realm and Outworld. And who gives a shit? It's Mortal Kombat. You're not here for the plot.
Mortal Kombat.
Some of the fights are okay. Like, they're better than they have any right to be for the kind of movie this is. Like, not to say that they're good, but they're better than they should be. But it's still, it's a shockingly bad movie. We're like, wow. The last one of this, like, I saw a contemporary review that was like, it lowers the already low bar even further. It's easily the worst Mortal Kombat movie. Like, easily. Unless one of those animated movies is truly terrible, which I just don't see happening.
I just sort of imagine that it's kind of as if the how do I word this? It's almost for that movie is the equivalent of if the Bob Hoskins Mario movie got a sequel.
Yeah, pretty much.
The first one was already really bad. It could only go lower.
But also, it's unfair because as far as the bar is concerned for that era of video game movies, when you consider that it's contemporary, as you're right, it's contemporary is not only the first Mortal Kombat movie, but I don't know if it's exactly around that time, but it's close enough. The Mario movie and the Street Fighter movie, where like a character kind of more or less like the best fight in that movie is it's a fight between there's a fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero does that move where he does the backflip and he summons the ice sculpture version of himself. And
yeah.
He does that
Classic.
move. Yeah, he does that move. And it's impressive. And you're like, oh, that's pretty cool looking. I mean, it looks cheap as shit and it looks awful, but for what this is, it looks all right. And the choreography for the fight, it's the best fight in the movie. It's still bad, don't get me wrong, but because, based upon the low standards these movies set, it's all right. But it involves, but it's at its best when it's looking like the game. Like this to the standards that these movies set is the best one, because unlike the Mario movie or the Street Fighter movie, it at least kind of looks like the video game it's based on.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
So like to me, this is bad, but I think it's up to standard compared to its contemporary movie.
Contemporarily, they were all bad back
Yeah,
then.
exactly. So this is maybe it at least looks like the thing it's based on, unlike Mario. Mario might be arguably a better movie, definitely a better movie, but this at least looks like the thing it's based on. And I know that's a low bar, but it is the bar that it is set at.
That's the bar. The bar is the bar. We don't get to choose the bar. We don't make up the rules.
We don't make up the rules.
Them's the breaks, kids.
Them is indeed the breaks, kids. That's it. That's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It's the worst Mortal Kombat movie.
That's Kung Fu 17, the Return of the Dragon Emperor.
Official ranking of Mortal Kombat movies as of yet, Jordan, is Mortal Kombat Legends of Scorpion's Revenge, number 1, best Mortal Kombat movie. Second best Mortal Kombat movie, Mortal Kombat 2. Third best Mortal Kombat movie, Mortal Kombat, the 2021 Mortal Kombat. Second to last worst Mortal Kombat movie is the first Mortal Kombat movie. And then worst Mortal Kombat movie is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. We're going to fill up those rankings as we start to watch some of those animated Mortal Kombat movies. Because if it's half as good as the first one, they're going to be good. But that's the rankings thus far, as I've declared them. So shall it be
tipping the hat.
So shall it be done. Yeah, that's Kung Fu. That's more Kung Fu. Nice and
everybody,
short.
That was Kung Fu / karate fighting.
Nice and easy to talk about. Jordan, you're probably wondering what's coming next week. And I already mentioned it. It's cars. It's related to cars. Jordan, it either has to involve a car, be about a car, be involved stealing cars, or use cars,
or fixing cars,
or using cars in a significant way,
or talking cars,
It's cars.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. What you're saying is it's about motorcycles.
It's about motorcycles. Motorcycles count because they're just two-wheeled cars.
All right. What about ATVs?
Those are cars.
What about try to think of something else that's weird that's not just a plane. I don't know. The joke is too far gone.
More cars. So that's next week. That's cars. Thanks for joining up, everyone. Today was a short episode for us. Still 2.5 hours long, and we're like, this is short. This is short for us.
It feels like it just doesn't feel as long as our 6 hours.
Right. 4.5 hours, 5 hours. I don't know. It was concise. It was to the point. Hopefully they're long.
There's a lot of fighting, and I like the fighting.
Yeah, he only talks so much about, and then he punched him in the head.
It's kind of the equivalent of like sports movies, where it's like, yeah, you either scored or
I could tell you about it, or I could put the clip in because the entire movie's free on YouTube.
The clip is way more interesting to watch.
Right, exactly, and it extends the movie just as long. Next week.
So
Cars.
next week, Cars. They can find me on Mondays. I do Minecraft Monday tomorrow. Twitch tomorrow is a holiday. Tomorrow will be a longer Minecraft Monday. Feel free to come and hang out while I Minecraft on Monday. On Minecraft Monday. Seth Gore 1827 Twitch Minecraft. Monday.
You can find me. I'm on TikTok. I'm Justin Spurr. Justin Spurr's on TikTok. Oh yeah, I always forget to mention this at the top of the show, guys. I'm interrupting the wrapping up the show to be like, we're at 4:55. We are 45 math away. 500. We're so close to monetization, you guys. We're so close.
When we hit 500, Justin will do something extravagant, and I will do something of the lesser quality.
We are gonna probably drink disgusting, bitter ginger shots.
Justin will drink 5 ginger shots for each 100 that we have, and I will drink 1.
Hey, I'll drink 2 if we jump up 150 subscribers the next week. I will drink 2 ginger shots. But you gotta subscribe to get us up to that pump. We're doing rookie numbers right now. You gotta get us up there.
Subscribe, like, and then put the videos on in the background. You don't even have to listen to it. Just put it on in the background. Like go and do other things. And you will pump our watch time up. And we will be amazing.
help us pump up those watch hours. Yeah, you don't have to watch it. Just let it play. Just put it on mute and just put it on your television and just let it play on autoplay all day. And just leave your TV on in the background. Just let it play.
Just put on one of our playlists.
Exactly.
Put it on in the background. You can mute it.
But specifically the video playlist. Don't do the shorts playlist. Those don't count. I need you to watch
the video, the full video.
Just pick a playlist and watch
do
that.
It.
In fact, you can just go to the video podcast playlist and just let that play all day. Like if all the watch time we need. Just put it on mute. You don't even have to watch it. You can find me on TikTok, just Spurr. And the show, Spur of the Moment P, that's where we put clips all day. You should subscribe, because Jordan, there's 7 videos, 6 days a week. There's a video, and then there's a podcast on Sunday. There's shorts multiple times a day, every day, all day, nonstop, all day, every day. You can check those out. The boxes have come up. On the left, it's last week's, which was I think it was Pick an Actor last week. No, what did we do last week?
That was last week ago.
Was it?
Was that Pick an Actor?
Might have been Pick an Actor. If it was Pick an Actor, whatever last week was, it's popped up on the screen by now. Or if you want to see a random video YouTube thinks you're gonna enjoy, click the box on the right. Leave us a like, comment, subscribe.
What was last week?
I don't know, but it's popped up already. This was short. Short but sweet. It was a relaxed episode. We were relaxed.
It was very chill.
It was a chill. We'll see you